tackle.
No, he got it back in the backfield this time, Coach.
Oh, you're right. The tackle confused me. Oh,
that's all sides, too.
Bad snap.
They finally got it back. Loss of 10.
Looked like he hit Morgan in the knee. Number 90, Scott Pagano at the point of attack for the Ducks.
Well, you get a 37-yard gain on first down, and then you lose 10 on second down. So, or on the next first down. So, you know, it's one of those things.
1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Or, you know, 5 steps back. We have opened the game this year with 2 bad quarterback snaps and started 1st and 10 at the 40, and then we're 3rd and whatever it was, 47 from the 3.
I'll tell you what, as a coach, that's so frustrating. And the quarterbacks, cannot imagine how frustrating that is as a quarterback to get the bad snap, because I will say that quarterback is obviously probably the most stressful field. It's the most stressful, you know, position on the field, simply because you have so much to think about. And closely followed by center.
I agree with that statement.
Because when I coached, my center had to be the smartest guy I had. Because when I coached the O-line, because he's the guy that's going to identify everything. He's the guy that's going to make all the calls. He's the guy that calls coverage, or protection, sorry, not coverage. So it's a tough spot to be in.
Center makes all the line calls. Needs to be the most important. Probably, you know, if you look at it, when you have your best offensive lines, your centers, you're probably your best player, because he knows the entire scheme, and if anybody's got a question, he should have the answer for it.
Right, he's definitely your field general.
So now we're sitting here at 2nd down and 20 as we start playing the second quarter. Ball at the Tigers' 34-yard line.
But the Tigers were getting ready to go in and you know, separate themselves a little more from the Ducks. And the Ducks had a big defensive play, but to the Tigers' credit, they held. You know, goal line stand.
And in all honesty, this game should be tied. You know, the Ducks, that's play that's got to be made.
Well, jet action, motion from left to right.
Pick up about 4 on that play.
Running some of that Noel Mazzoni stuff.
Going to bring up 3rd down and 16.
What do they call that offense? The end zone? Is that what
that
is?
The end zone.
I like Mazzoni.
He's been a lot of places and done a lot of good stuff.
That guy cracks me up.
What you got in your playbook, Coach, for, you know, 3rd down right here and 16?
Well, here it comes. I thought they were going jet, but looks like somebody zigged when they should have zagged on that one. Going to see some laundry on the ground.
We'll have illegal motion right here.
I think they got 2 guys moving.
Legal substitution.
Okay.
It'll be a 5-yard penalty on the Ducks. It's going to make it a little bit easier.
Well, rocking doesn't count then.
Well, they were in motion on the play before that too. I was expecting the penalty then. But it looks like somebody figured out that, you know, you can't play with 12 no matter how hard we try, and we hadn't figured out how to do it yet.
Yeah, if I could, I would.
We just probably need to hide one of our shorter players in between somebody out there.
Slot left with a sniffer. Motion from left to right. Ouch.
Ooh. Comeback route incomplete.
Pass intended for number 9. That's Cameron Ray.
Now we got a penalty back here.
Oh, come on.
And we got another penalty back here.
Crying out loud, fellas.
Yeah,
that's Pagano back there.
The way I'm looking at this thing, maybe both of these penalties are on the Tigers, Coach.
How can there be a penalty on them when you got a guy from the other team in the huddle?
I don't know, and now he won't leave.
You know, that's the kind of stuff you just hate to see. You know, that definitely gives that takes away from the game. That takes away from the game. You know, yeah, now he's flabbergasted that it's on him. Did he call offsetting? Is that what he said?
I think he called offsetting.
Or did he change his mind? I can't tell what.
I don't know what's going on here. He just signaled first down for the Ducks, and that can't be right because it was fourth. It wasn't fourth down. It was third down.
Looks like they're shaking hands and stuff. Yeah, but they're going backwards. Jeez.
Whatever he called, he didn't call it offsetting.
The signals weren't real clear, but it's obviously a personal foul.
Yes, it was a personal foul against the Atlanta Tigers. Now that makes it fourth down, so they will punt from their own 28-yard line, Coach.
Yeah, because it's a dead ball.
And now here it comes. We're fixing to have the coaches' discussion. A Saturday night staple. It's fourth down.
There he goes, fourth down. Looks like he decided to forego.
Yeah, he said there will be no discussion. I'm going to walk back here and set the ball. We're going to start the clock, and it's fourth down. Now we'll see the Tigers punt.
That's a huge penalty. It's a drive killer.
I mean, they were going to punt anyway, no matter what happened, because it was third down when they threw the incompletion. Point being that you had a 37-yard completion to start this drive, and after that you went back, you punting from the 28-yard line, so you had 37 in the positive, and then you've lost 16 yards.
You're back in a hole, and it's been my experience that special teams is not the strongest aspect of these teams.
And we were talking about this earlier today. If I was coaching one of these teams, one of the first things that I would install is a punt block, unless there are rules in here where you can't block a punt, because normally the snaps aren't very good.
And they were close on that one, but they killed the punter.
And he's going to not call it.
Or was that the up back that got demolished?
He tripped over the up back, but I know he got hit by a guy in a highlighter yellow uniform too.
But he didn't punt a first down.
He did not. That was a 14-yard punt right there for the Tigers. And it will bring up 1st and 10 right here for the Augusta Ducks.
Ducks going to come out with great field position.
Yes,
again.
they are.
See if maybe they can do something with this time. You know, after that big play, even though they had the penalty with the illegal forward lateral, they still were like just marching.
I got to find out where they're spotting this ball at.
Until they got to like the 4-yard line, and then they just stalled.
Oh, wait a minute, Coach. The sideline ref threw us a curve ball right here. It was an 18-yard punt.
Oh.
They still didn't punt a first down.
Yeah, they're still quite short.
But the Ducks will take over at the 42-yard line of the Tigers. So they've had the ball. We've seen them with the ball twice. They've had it at the 38 of the Tigers and now the 42 of the Tigers. So right now they're definitely dominating the field position part of this. Now they just got to get it in the end zone.
Slot left, true gun. There's a snap. Blanchard drops, looks out to his left.
Smash route.
Lets it fly, and that's going to be picked off by number 24 for the Tigers. That is Roger Ward. Big play right there. When you're a receiver, you got to play defense right there.
The receiver was open. The ball was more up the field, and it was like the receiver didn't even make any kind of adjustment to it and just kind of stared there and watched the safety come over the top and make the play. He was open. The concept was solid. He just didn't make any kind of adjustment to the ball.
And so the Tigers held yet again.
Yeah, didn't have to do anything right there. Didn't have to do it very long either.
Just catch the ball, that's it.
So the Tigers take over at their own 27. 1st and 10 right here. Should be interesting to see what we get. You know, the first play we saw them, they went back and went for it all. Little empty look, threw the ball down the field, and had a guy wide open. Since then, we've seen this set with this play.
With a sniffer and then this little ISO.
Now we understand why.
And nice run there by number 6, Mick Austin.
Austin for the first down after the 11-yard carry right there. Give him closer to 12.
That's the way to start, though.
All right, I was right. It was 11.
Same look, that same slot look. With the sniffer back, here comes the motion.
Same play.
ISO back to the left again.
Different result.
Gain of down that time by number 14, Dwayne Lee.
Gain of 1 right there is going to bring up 2nd down and 9. Now, if you look on the screen or you look on your screen, you'll see the down marker is set, and it looks like it's 2nd and 10. But when they set the down marker, the ball is on the 40-yard line. The referees moved the ball back to the 39-yard line to start the play, and they didn't move the down markers back. So he just gained a yard, and it's still 2nd and 10.
Well, that same motion, throwing down the field, got a man.
Wow.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
You got to pull that one in.
It seems as though the Ducks may have a clue that they're going to try to throw the ball out here.
Nice defensive play. That pass intended for number 9, Cameron Ray, broken up by number 14, Dwayne Lee. Managed to hook that left arm or that right arm of the receiver, Cameron Ray, right there, and just break up the pass. I thought that was a completion for sure.
I thought it was going to. I mean, I thought we were going to get to have a.
Now, did they throw one right there?
If they did,
I saw him pick up his flag just then. Did they throw one?
No, it must have fell out of his pocket when he was running down the sideline.
Okay.
I would think that was, I know he didn't secure that catch, but that was a clinic on for receivers, especially high school receivers who see a ball. That guy was cut off by a safety, and he never stopped his route. He ran through the route. He didn't stop. He didn't jump. He didn't try to one-hand it. He ran through his route, and he just about made the play.
There's that empty look. Fletcher takes off.
First down.
He gets it. The big man's able to get a first down.
Pick up a 15 right there. So Fletcher with a big 3rd down conversion right there. Nice little empty quarterback draw look for about a 15-yard gain. Going to bring up 1st down and 10 right around the 46-yard line of the Ducks.
Empty again. Fletcher in the gun.
Same play.
He rolls out to his left, looking downfield, and one hops it.
33-yard line was open, and he got it to him.
That pass intended for Cameron Ray. Unfortunately, the bounce pass is only legal lateral.
And Cameron Ray didn't have anybody around him.
That was all, cue up the music.
I mean, if he hits him right there, they might flip the scoreboard.
That's one of those things where we need to be able to hit the all by myself.
There you go.
Just bring it in.
Because he was definitely standing on the edge.
He was. Somebody blew that one.
See, the Tigers seem, we made the statement about them being in empty. They've seemed to have guys running wide open when they're in this. They did a good job of keeping the drive alive when they needed to on the 3rd and long right there.
There's a snap. Fletcher drops, looks out to his left.
He's still wide open. Touchdown.
And there it is. See ya. That pass complete to number 7, Qualik Taylor. And it didn't matter. Right there, Dwayne Lee was in coverage, but it was too late when he came over.
And we've seen 2 completions now for the Tigers, one for 37 and one for 47 and a touchdown.
Nicely done.
And that puts them up 12-0 right here on the Ducks. So just when you thought the Ducks had a little momentum, had gotten things going their way, had been a couple of bad penalties on the Tigers, one quick strike and you're down 12-0 about midway here through the 2nd quarter.
They had 2 short fields. And
yes, they
weren't able to do anything with either one.
The thing about that kind of strikes me at it, the one drive was the one-play interception. But the first drive we saw when they were in a hurry-up tempo, when they were moving at a fast pace, they were gashing the Tigers. Then all of a sudden they slowed down and let them catch their breath. And that might be something they need to think about. Of course, we don't know the conditioning level of these guys. They may not be able to do that at a all-time time.
Interesting formation right there, a little wildcat action. They lined up and had 2 sniffer backs set to the right side and just snapped it to number 6. Mick Austin, who's a running back. And that's what you don't want. I think that's going to be on Mr. Austin. There's some talking. But I think that's going to cost him on the kickoff.
Looks like they're going to call the thing on the Ducks. See big guy walking out there with his hands all wide, held out like, I didn't do anything. So here's the deal. If you're the Ducks, you're down by 12. It's the second quarter, and you've had your chances. You need something positive to go your way right here. You need something that's going to stem this tide and turn the momentum back in your favor.
Well, the good news is it looks like they're going to have to kick off from the 20. That helps.
Yeah, well, if you got to,
Because the kicking game does not tend to be the strongest portion of these teams.
we're going to see. It looks like they made it. It's hard to tell because it takes 6 or 7 hours to get the kickoff team out there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, a lot of times you got to recruit.
Taking on volunteers from the sidelines, what you're saying?
Drafting the, I can't tell you the number of times, though, that we run into things where we call for something and somebody's busy celebrating and they don't run out. And you're like, you got to be kidding me.
Or they're over there cheering with the cheerleaders.
Nico DeJesus.
We love you, Nico.
All right. Looks like they're still kicking from the 35. Did they not assess the penalty?
Maybe it was offsetting.
Okay.
That'd be it's the easy way out. Offsetting penalties.
Keep both teams happy, I guess.
Yep. So we've seen two teams play today, and one team kicked off from the 30, and now this team's kicking off from the 35.
Okay.
So I am confused, or
Yeah.
I am confusion.
At least you're not cornholio.
No. Good Lord.
And that one's going to be a touchback.
I think the Ducks were sitting there thinking we're fixing to get a gift return right here, and now they're going to start at the 20.
Now, I tell you what, if that ball's caught,
They are going to start at the 25.
if that ball's caught, though, because it was such a low kick, you can't cover that kick.
This is true. You're not going to get downfield fast enough, and any kind of block that you have to avoid and get out of your lane, the returner's already got the ball and is hitting his spot. So if you're out of your lane for 2 or 3 yards, that's 4 or 5 or 6 that he's gaining on you.
That's a return man error. It's a whole lot easier to come forward than it is to go backwards.
Yep.
Although catching a kickoff on the run isn't exactly easy. I've seen a lot of those glance off of people's chest and go bouncing around on the ground.
Yeah.
You don't want that either.
So just so right now, we're looking at what we've seen from Augusta. They've been much more proficient running the football in that opening drive. They had the early 13-yard completion on the quick screen, and then they had a nice run on the quarterback draw to start it off. But since then, we haven't seen much in the passing game. We have seen the interception.
There's a snap.
That is a big running back.
ISO off the left side, and he is rumbling.
That is a huge running back.
Golly, that's a big fella.
Wow.
That's number 20 right there on the carry, Larry Albert, and his nickname is the Night Train.
Or, as I say, Mr. Albert right there.
Yeah.
With 18 yards on first down and picked up another first down.
It looks like number 23, James Gray, was able to hang on. James, the free safety, just hanging on long enough to drag him down.
And Mr. Albert gets it again for 6 more, bringing up 2nd down and 4.
If I'm not mistaken, it was Fletcher on the tackle there. But again, the Ducks look good when it looks like they're on the march, and then like something happens.
Well, they got to keep playing with this pace. I think that's the big thing.
Slot right look, true gun. Blanchard waiting on the snap. There it is.
A little cross buck action in the backfield.
Right there. If I'm not mistaken, that can't be Mr. Albert, too small. That was number 6, Josh Harris on the carry.
Mr. Harris gets 5 more and a first down. So right now, you can see the offensive line is like, let's go, get on the ball.
Well, those big uglies are getting it done right this minute.
Yes, sir. I mean, this is one of those things right here when you're looking at it, you're thinking, this is what it should look like all the time.
Same formation. There's the snap.
Same play.
And there goes number 6 around the left side. Finds a little room.
Picks up
Josh
4.
Harris looked a little bit like he was looking for somewhere soft to fall there for a second.
Yeah, looked like there was a little bit more in that play. Although I will say this, he made one move in the backfield that got him 4 yards right there. And I'm not going to lie to you, I thought he was dead to rights in the backfield. We have an official's timeout.
He got out to the left side, though, and just kind of somebody was coming up in a hurry, I think, and he was rethinking things, making one of those career decisions.
He was thinking, if this guy goes at my knees, I'm not going to be able to handle this thing. I won't be able to go to church tomorrow.
Or go to work Monday.
Yeah,
These guys work regular jobs.
If you have to go, and we are having the meeting of the minds now in the middle of the field. This is you guys shut up and play. I didn't come out here on my Saturday night to listen to you guys, jaw at each other. If we're going to play football, play football. If we're not, let's go home.
We've seen more than one game in.
Yes, we have. So here we go. We got second down and about 6 right here. Looks like more like second down and 7.
Same formation, that slot right. True gun. Blanchard waits on the snap. They've been really delaying the snaps, trying to keep them from coming too hard.
Last time they had 2 guys run through. They're bringing everybody right here. They're fixing to get.
There's a snap, little blooper right there.
Uh-oh.
And he is under pressure. Going to be brought down by number 69 for the Tigers. That is Tyler Penny.
And that's going to be a loss of 7 right there.
That's a huge play.
Yes, it is, because it puts them in a 3rd and long now.
3rd and forever.
My goodness.
I guess forward progress.
Doesn't count in this league. So that wasn't a 7-yard loss. More like a 10-yard loss. That's rough.
Same formation. The Ducks aren't changing anything.
This is fixing to be a go route.
Yeah, I'm looking for him to throw the ball here. There's a snap. Blanchard drops, looks right, throws across the middle.
And it's caught.
Yeah.
And it's taken away, fumbled, and recovered.
I tell you what, that entire sequence was hot potato.
And it might be a first down, Coach.
I tell you what, it was tip drill right there.
It is a first down.
It looked like Fletcher tipped it. Then it looked like number 8 got a piece of it for the Tigers. And then it's finally brought in by Kevin Davenport for the Ducks. And what should have been an interception is a first down.
Ends up being a 17-yard gain and a first down.
I tell you what, that's hat throwing worthy right there. If you're the Tigers coach.
Yes, sir. Bull Jones had the best hat throw I've ever seen. It would be up in the 7th or 8th row right now in the stands up there.
Warren Kingsley's broken his clipboard at this point.
And said unnice things.
Gun again, slot to the left side this time.
I'm thinking that number 20 is someone no one wants to tackle.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. That's Albert again, and
Mr. Albert just gained
some ISO action, but he's not even following the lead. He's just kind of running wherever he wants to, and everybody's looking to. It's one of those deals where like you look to jump on as he's going by.
And Mr. Albert picked up about 9 right there.
Kind of like you're going to wait and jump on him at the last second.
Okay, he landed, guys. He landed between the 26 or between the 27 and the 26, and they gave him the 25 for a first down. Yeah, 1st and 10 right here at the 25-yard line. So we're going to give him 11 yards on that run because that's what that would have been.
They're in the gun again. Albert's still in the backfield.
Albert's getting the ball.
I would think so. Blanchard waiting on the snap. There it is. Same play right up the gut. And I tell you what, the offensive line is recreating the line of scrimmage right here.
6 more yards for Mr. Albert right there.
Look at the push in the middle.
Oh, yeah. They got some very large individuals playing offensive line right
Tiger,
now.
and they're rotating those guys. The Tigers are getting manhandled up front.
Yeah, they were like, hey, nobody told us it was going to be like this tonight. Didn't know they had road graders up here.
I mean, some earth-moving action going on.
Now we've flipped the formation right here, Coach. Number 20 is on the other side. You think he's going right this time?
That would be my guess. Slot out to the left side. Blanchard's still in the gun. There's a snap.
Quarterback sweep.
He rolls right and just keeps going. And looks like they shove him out around probably the 7.
They're going to mark him out at the 11-yard line, Coach.
Okay, I should wear my glasses. I thought that he was going out at the 7, but I guess I lost sight of him.
Gain of 9 right there and another first down.
And there's a flag. I'm not sure what that's about, but it happened right as somebody passed by him.
Must have been from the bench. That had to be from the bench.
I'm not sure what you could be upset about right there.
It's a first down, so they're going to move this thing half the distance. So it'll be at the, 5.5-yard line right here because it's at the 11.
Maybe somebody thinks they were being held. I don't know.
I think the coach thinks somebody was being held.
Well, hold on now.
What?
Whoa, hold on. Yeah, come on, man. Try again. That a babe.
Here it is. I was beginning to think these people at home are like, that guy talking, he has no idea. He just said one thing was a 9-yard run and said it was going to be at the 5.5. They're marking it at the 3.
Man, I tell you what, that joker barks off a 10-yard penalty right there. You throw me out of the game.
That wouldn't happen. I guess, right now, Vegas would have pretty good odds on 20 touching the football right here.
Yeah, I would think so. Right up the gut. Here it comes.
Touchdown. No.
Oh, man, that away. He's met by number 68. That was actually a pretty good defensive play. Now, I don't know it's worth all that. That was Jared Bland.
Jared Bland made the tackle for a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, I mean, he made the tackle, which, he's the first guy to meet that cat head on, I'll say that.
He had to, because if he didn't, he walks into the end zone. I could see the big hole open up behind him. They're taking their linebackers and widening them to the gap.
I just do it again.
Yeah, you just gained 3 yards right there. Just bring the quarterback.
Well, I think
touchdown.
I think that was supposed to be for him, and the quarterback mishandled the ball. But he just runs straight up the gut. Again,
touchdown.
The center of that line is getting a serious push.
And if I'm the Ducks, I don't do anything cute on this 2-point conversion.
No, run it up the gut again.
We have established in this drive that we are manhandling you up front, and we are going to manhandle you right now. Don't get cute.
In the middle of the line, mine is
don't
better.
Don't get in the eye either, man. Give yourself a chance to go one way or the other.
Unless they're going to try to sneak it right here and just shove everybody in.
Or fake the handoff or give the quick dive to number 20 right here.
Here comes motion.
Yes, it is. There it is. Dive to number 20.
I saw him signal motion.
Nobody went.
Nobody came across.
His receiver declined the motion.
Yes.
He said, man, we're handing a dive. They said, man, we're handing a dive. We don't need that.
I ain't going in motion. I'm tired.
What
you go in motion.
Well, gentlemen, it's so nice to have somebody else talking other than me. I had the opportunity to bring in the Augusta Ducks and the Metro Atlanta Horsemen last week and kind of trying out this whole game center concept. Glad to have you with us. We are kind of pushing in a little bit of the sound there at the stadium. You necessarily can't hear it, so y'all are doing a great job. Last week, the Augusta Ducks fell to the Metro Atlanta Horsemen. We are following the Horsemen right now. They're currently heading into the fourth quarter, up 20-6 over the Riverdale Spartans at Kiwanis Field over in Forest Park. We will talk a little bit more in halftime. At second quarter, we don't necessarily can see a clock. The scoreboard's not working, but we're trying to give you a down and distance the best way we can. Glad to have you with us. Going to hand it back over to the gentleman. Once again, I'm bomcmichael with Score Sports. Got Adam Collins and Craig Chapman calling the game of the IAFL, the Atlanta Tigers versus the Augusta Ducks. Gentlemen, take it away.
All right, back to more IAFL action here. The Ducks getting ready to kick off.
Ducks got to limit the big plays.
And
they got a chance for this.
It's a blooper.
They got a chance for this.
Nobody was coming
They-
up to get the ball.
They didn't get it, but, man, they had a chance.
The Tigers stood there and watched.
And number 13's mad. He didn't see number 10 shove that dude from the Tigers into his back. So he get up. He's looking around like, why are you hitting me? But I thought for sure when I saw that ball clear the front line that it was going to end up being
They just sat
Augusta's
there and watched
ball.
like somebody else is going to get it. Go get the football.
So
Get the football and get down.
Did they throw a penalty?
Well, there was a lot of extracurriculars right
Nope.
there after the play.
No
so.
penalty. So it'll be the Tigers' ball at their own 37-yard line right here. And Augusta's calling timeout.
Well, I mean, it's a big series for the Ducks right here. That's a big series for both teams. You know, you've narrowed the lead to 4.
We've got to be pretty close to halftime, Coach. There was just, you know, that was just a drive of running the football down the, you know, just right down their throat. So, you know, there wasn't anybody getting out of bounds or anything, so the clock just kept running.
But I just don't understand why they kicked the ball off and everybody kind of stayed in their place like, this is my spot. You know?
Yeah.
I don't want to, like somehow, kickoff is, the ball is live. Once it goes 10 yards, it is live.
Yeah. You know, you could have been a new coach, a first-year coach, and have 2 D1 kick returners on homecoming one Saturday night and watch a guy kick a kickoff that landed at, you know, about the 1-yard line and have both of them stare at it until the opposing team fell on it at the 1-yard line, and you could have gotten fired 15 times before they got back to the sideline. I don't know who that happened to. Let's just say he's sitting pretty close to you.
Yeah, it was tough, man.
And our head coach was not very forgiving on that night.
Nice. Again, some of that. Jeez.
Wow. Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Pagano says, not over here, buddy.
Pick up a 3 yards. And I'm going to tell you right now, I was sitting here watching that play, Coach. I think if he cuts it to his left, he might still be running. He cut it to his right, and he ran into a brick wall.
Well, that was Austin on the carry, but he got, like, diamond cuttered by Pagano right there.
I haven't heard the word diamond cutter. Are we just going to are we letting the clock run out here? Are we running the clock down?
Here comes motion.
Hello.
I tell you what, though, I would not bite on the motion because there's no real speed coming on the jet.
And they haven't given it yet.
But the guy's not running as fast as he can. If you're going to do that, that cat's got to be running top speed. And again, you should toss the ball up to him because that way, if it's fumbled, it's a forward pass, and then you just start again.
Now, if the same thing holds correct, they're going to fake this thing and try to throw this comeback route down here.
Here it comes.
Nope.
They go deep.
That's incomplete, and they're going to have to punt, Coach.
Only people that had a shot at that were in highlighter yellow uniforms.
Or the 35-yard line.
Yeah.
So we got 4th down right here. And you're fixing to give the ball back to Augusta.
Who's got some momentum right now.
Yeah, I mean, what we talked about before their last drive. They needed something to stem the tide and change the momentum after giving up the 47-yard pass play. And they did that, and now, you know, it looks like the way it started. We picked up the game with them picking up a fumble, getting down inside the 10-yard line and getting stopped, and then, you know, having a huge defensive stand after giving up a 37-yard completion. And they had all the momentum then before they gave up the big pass play. So it's been, since we've been, you know, involved in this game, it's been pretty much the Ducks dominating. Uh-oh. Bad snap. And this ain't going to get punted. And they're going to take over at the 14-yard line.
And I tell you what, I'd give the ball to Larry Albert until his tongue dragged the ground.
Yeah, he's going to have to worry about.
I would, you know, from my years of doing dumb things, I figured out that I'm going to make you stop me from doing what I'm doing.
Well, I said the 14-yard line. Let's see where they spot this. It would have been the 19. Now they're going to go back to where he got hit, right outside the 20. So
Yeah, Morgan unable to get the punt off there.
Well, that's because the snap went into another time zone.
I tell you what, man, that snap is something else.
Keys to the game every time.
We talk about keys to the game every week. I say the same thing. The center quarterback exchange and special teams will be the deciding factors of the game.
And that just so happened to be.
If it is a close game, those things, it always comes down to them.
And here we go.
Blanchard in the gun. There's a snap. Yeah,
he is running.
Give to Mr. Albert, and nobody has
He's running to the end zone.
Nobody has any interest in tackling
no,
Mr.
sir.
Albert.
Mr. Albert, he could have ran 120 yards.
You know, the thing is unless somebody could jump on his back or hit him from the side, outside of number 68, I haven't seen Jared Bland. I haven't seen anybody hit him straight up yet.
Man, I'm telling you right now. I mean, that was a quick turnaround. They had a nice drive, and then once they scored that touchdown, you know, Atlanta went 3 and out, and then had the botched punt, and 20 yards later, we're sitting here, and what was a 4-point lead for Atlanta is now a 2-point lead, and about to be a 4-point lead for them because this is going to be the dive again.
Well, I would certainly think so.
No, it ain't. They flipped the backs. This fixed to be the ISO to 20.
Blanchard under center. There's a snap.
Nope, they gave the dive to 6, and he walks in.
Untouched. Mick Austin just walks into the end zone. I tell you what, those big uglies, man, those guys, they're getting it done now.
Mick Austin's not a small man either.
No.
They look now. The Augusta Ducks look the part. They got some guys out there that look like they've done this thing before.
It looks like that one right there took some of the air out of the sails over here on the Tiger sideline. You know, you go from being up 12-0, and just like that, you're down 16-12.
Yeah.
That's a kick in the nuts if there's ever been one.
So, when you look at this right here, Coach, you know we don't know exactly what the time is left in the first half. What do the Tigers do right here?
I say you come out and go empty. You can't be conservative. You know, you see teams do this all the time. They get a lead, and then from there they play scared.
Well, they had, you know, and they were sitting there at 12-0, and then they gave up an 80 or a 75-yard drive where it was mostly on the ground. All right, there was one 17-yard completion there.
Well, and they had what should have been an interception where it bounced off everybody's hands.
Uh-oh.
And now you fumble the kickoff.
Uh-oh. This is not good.
Get stuck deep.
You're going to start at the 3-yard line. So we've just been told there's 1:45 left to go in the first half. And the Atlanta Tigers are starting at where are they at? Marking it down at about the.
Looks like the 8.
Yeah.
Well, no, never mind.
They're going to spot him right at the
4-yard
line, Coach.
There he goes. That's not a good place to start.
No, it is not. You never want to start your drive after a kickoff return at your own 4.
Well, the thing is, when I see plays like this, all I can think about is we got to get out of the shadow of the end zone because if you pass right here, if the offensive line holds
it's a
while
safety.
The quarterback's in the end zone, it's a safety.
Well, this is quarterback draw right here, Coach.
There's a snap, and he takes – just keep running, buddy. Just keep running.
Gain of about 6 right there.
Good job by Fletcher getting out of the shadow of his own end zone. Now your playbook opens up a little bit.
I like this Fletcher guy. He's got I'm going to fake the throw when I'm 2 yards down past the line of scrimmage thing, and the guy's going to jump. And they've done it twice.
Yeah.
So we got back in empty.
Yep, here we go. Fletcher waiting on the snap. There it is. He looks out to his right-hand side.
Hit him on the slant.
He's got him, man.
How fast are you?
That pass complete to number 21, Maurice Gatlin.
That's a 27-yard gain right there.
And see, this is what they need to do right here. Play throw and catch. That's their advantage.
We're at the 37-yard line, and then they called horse collar. So they busted the Augusta Ducks with a horse collar, so that 27-yard completion is going to end up being a 42-yard gain. So we're looking now, what was right there on your 3 is now on the Duck 47.5-yard line right here.
And here's empty. Little bunch out to the left side. Fletcher in the gun. And just like that, it's starting to look like the momentum swung back the other way. Little low snap right there. Fletcher's able to get it.
Fumbled it. Got it back.
Dribbled it off the ground, but was able to pick it back up. Got pressured right there by number 55, Jay Armstrong from the Ducks.
Loss of 5 right there.
Along with one of his teammates there, Rodriguez Oaks Sr.
Now,
same formation.
Coach,
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm all about that. I know that the clock's running right here, but if you're going to play us like this, yeah, that was what I was saying. They had it too. You throw a bubble screen, throw a quick screen, get 2 guys out, you know, you can get 15 yards and step out of bounds, give yourself a chance to throw it to the end zone.
Fletcher's mad at himself right there. That ball intended for Qualik Taylor.
Qualik Taylor had a long way to run right there, buddy.
He just got in a hurry.
I mean, that was fixed to be a huge play. That guy had outside force leverage on him on the sideline, but all he had to do was cut back. There was nobody on the inside right here because everybody's playing deep. He could have got inside him, got back outside, got out of bounds.
Now I missed something. Why'd the ball go backwards?
They had the sack.
Oh. Yeah, the sack. That'll do it.
And those are all those things that everybody yells, run the ball.
Doubles, getting lots of pressure.
Throw it downfield.
Fletcher able to evade pressure.
Oh, there's going to be a penalty on that.
Yeah, that's going to be defensive procedure.
There it is.
And there's your first down.
Wow.
Yeah, that's helmet to helmet and everything. That is textbook no-no.
That guy is.
Yep, that's Jeremy Smith right there on the hit for the Ducks. And what once upon a time would have been highlight reel stuff.
This was 1987.
Yeah, that's just one of those things where everybody goes, ooh.
Well, everybody went, ooh, like that.
But, you know, nowadays, you know, you can't hit anybody. God forbid you hit the quarterback.
Well, you know, if you run around the quarterback too fast, it's a penalty.
Yeah. Like pick him up and get ready to sack him. You got to wait for the league to run the mattress out there so you can slam him on the mattress.
No, Coach.
But that's really unfortunate for the Ducks and really fortunate for the Tigers, I guess.
Well, it does, and one of these days we'll figure out how to get a clock. I mean, the only thing they've got going is the small clocks in the end zone, and not able to actually pick that up. He's able to walk off on his own accounts, which is good. Hopefully he understands where he's at this point based on the lock. At halftime, we will talk a little bit about the other actions been going on around several different leagues here in the state of Georgia and have a chance to talk a little bit. There's that personal foul, hit to the head, going in the direction of the Atlanta Tigers. Down by 4 here, gentlemen. Seeing a good game here. It's turned in, back and forth. We had some technical issues, and we're able to get everything going right when things started going.
Yeah, man, this is good stuff.
Yeah, we'll have to be able to do a little recap as much as we can. Go ahead and hand it back to you. Like I said, probably roughly about 30 seconds left to go in the first half.
All right. So we got 30 seconds, Coach, and you got to get 35 yards.
Yeah, but the way you're throwing the ball.
No, I'm still saying right now, the way they're playing this down here, you got 30 seconds. I don't think they've used all 3 timeouts.
Well, on the sideline's your friend.
And right now, I mean, you're looking at it from my perspective, I'm back in the empty right here. I've got that bunch over here, and I'm throwing the bubble screen again.
I wonder what the confusion is.
It's just a friendly meeting of people, you know. I don't understand the parlay.
Yeah.
So here you go, 1st and 10 at the 35.
Got doubles for the Tigers. And I'm pretty sure the Tigers sideline just got hit.
Why?
That was.
Why would you do that?
That was a dumb move. That's going to be costly.
Sideline warning?
Okay, if it's just a warning, we get those all the time.
Yeah, sometimes you get them in the state championship game. I tried to crawl into the turf. I thought they had thrown a 15-yard penalty on me and you were going to fire me.
I wouldn't have fired you.
My dad was already yelling at me. Now they waved the flag off. He called the sideline warning, and then they waved the flag off. So we had
Not sure how that worked.
We had an almost sideline warning.
They're on double secret probation.
That's right.
Doubles look again for the Tigers. Fletcher in the gun, takes a snap, drops, getting lots of pressure.
This is not good.
Oh, he ran backwards. That's rarely a good idea. And wisely throws the ball to where no one can
That was
get
a
it.
really smart play right there.
That was heads up. I thought he was going to end up taking a sack.
That was a really smart play. There was a receiver that did a great job of running back and got into the area. So it's not intentional grounding. Of course, he was outside the tackle box. He could have thrown it all the way into the bleachers and with NFL rules, and it wouldn't have mattered. But still, he did a good job of finding a place where there was nobody at, dropping the ball in there, saving time, giving themselves a chance to score right here before the half. That guy's got to get on the line. There you go.
All right, empty. Fletcher drops, gets pressure instantly. And pass caught by number 9, Cameron Ray. He's brought down rather quickly, though.
That's a 3-yard gain right there, and, you know, you're going to have to waste a timeout or the clock's going to run out.
That play made by number 5, Malcolm Watkins.
And I'm so disappointed that wasn't a 17-yard gain because they had that will take us to the half. They had completions of 37, 47, and 27, Coach, and then 3. I was so disappointed.
They broke the streak.
Yep.
So at half, it's the Augusta Ducks 16, your Atlanta Tigers 12.
Impressions, Coach?
I think it's really evenly matched. So far, special teams have been a big deal.
Have been the difference.
As well as the center quarterback exchange, man.
You know, even to add a little bit to that, you know, when you start talking about the probably most, I mean, the deciding factor right now is 2-point conversions. You know, the two-point conversions, really the tale of 2 halves. I mean, 2 quarters, first quarter and second quarter. Based on that, we'll get a chance here if I can pull up any particular highlights that y'all want to look at. You know, go ahead and recap what's happened so far. We didn't see the first score at this point. We came in, it was 6-0 based on tech issues on the ignorance of the guy that runs the company, and then next thing you know, we went up 12-0 for the Tigers. And then really, what changed at that point? Coach Collins, talk to me what you feel like changed at that point.
Larry Albert changed.
Number 20, the running back for, and he was a huge indicator last week. You know, with the Ducks. If I had a chance, you know, it's all about prepping and getting that idea. But the Ducks played the Horsemen, and I could give y'all a brief rundown of what happens. But the Ducks should have won the game. The Horsemen did come out victorious, but mainly because of fumbles. And it just turned into a different direction on that part. A couple things earlier today, we will kind of chime in if we have some time here. I want to bring in and let y'all kind of take a look. You know, we're at halftime, might as well have a little fun, bring in another game here. This game right here is the Atlanta Enforcers. They're a new squad here. We're just going to kind of peek in on them real quick. Always enjoy a good peek. The Enforcers in the blue, the Guardians are in gray. The Guardians only had 16 players on the squad.
Okay.
Final score was 18-0. This is just clips after clips. This is one of the Guardians' first touchdown drives from that on that part.
Wow.
Yeah, he got nailed on that end. Looked like possibly a turnover. But just give a chance to kind of show a little bit of IAFL throughout here in the state of Georgia. We can't bring up the Horsemen. I wish we could. But where the Horsemen played at in Forest Park, it's a dead zone in the sense that can't pick up a signal. And so we're not able to actually see that.
I like the fact number 72 has like 25-inch numbers on the back of his jersey.
Oh, yeah, you would like that just based on calling that game.
Yeah.
Those big old white numbers right there make you smile on that part.
I can't see, so that's awesome for me.
Well, I mean, they got the American flag on the back. I really enjoy the Enforcers colors. You don't want to just from a point of the yellow and the navy, but the patriotic piece to it's very cool to begin with.
Look at the back of his jersey.
Don't you love that?
That's awesome.
The right guard?
Yeah.
The big number 72. Little flea flicker right there. See if they're able to get in. We're going to show their first score of the season.
I'll tell you what, there's been 3 hits in this game, man.
The Guardians are for real.
Dude, they are.
Yeah. They definitely are for real in that sense.
You better lower your pads when you play those guys.
Right. If I had the next time, did he finally get in? 22 definitely got in. They're going, nope. They're going to say we're going again. It's interesting.
Is Lenore?
It's Lenore Park, yes, sir. The famous Lenore Park.
Home of the 5th down.
Home of the 5th down. They played at 3 o'clock this afternoon, so we were able to throw a little bit of that game up there for everybody to sit back and watch a little bit. Earlier at 5 o'clock over, like I said, the Horsemen, Metro Atlanta, are taking on the Riverdale Spartans, and it looks like the Horsemen will head to 2-0 for the season so far. He still got in, didn't he?
He scored, but he paid for it.
He did. He made sure.
Nicely.
I love all the different helmets, though, for the Guardians. Okay, have you noticed that?
That's because they keep damaging the ones that they bought.
we got all different helmets going on with the Guardians on that part. So, to say the least.
So I guess he didn't score, and he still paid the price.
I know. They're going to see if we can get their first score before we head back to the action.
Well, try to leave without the ball.
You can do that in the combine. You know that, right? You just catch it and drop it and keep running.
Yeah.
Man.
Still going on. And, it was 6-0 going into the fourth quarter. It was fairly close majority of the game. They looked like they turned it over on downs right near. Getting a chance to look at the Guardians' offense and see what they're bringing to the table.
We've already seen the Guardians' defense. Good grief.
Yeah.
You said they had 16 players?
16 total players, yes, sir.
He chunked that one down.
Picked.
Yep. Going back the other way on that end.
I'm going to assure you, if you're wearing a blue jersey in this game and you have the ball, protect yourself.
Yes, because they're bringing everybody and anybody.
It don't matter if you're in the end zone. You're going to get waylaid. How did he get away with that?
I almost felt like the ball hit the ground on that, and he still threw it. But he didn't get back to the line of scrimmage.
Not close.
No.
He almost killed the white hat.
I'm telling you. I felt like they threw it at him on that part.
He threw it. Yeah, he caught it.
Yeah, he did. He had to on that part. There's no doubt.
He caught it because he didn't blow. He threw it at him because he didn't blow the whistle.
For those people that are in right now, we're just kind of looking at a 3 o'clock game that took place over here in Lenore, Snellville, Georgia, Lenore Park. The Georgia Enforcers took on the Guardians, and outcome was 18-0. The Enforcers were able to come out victorious on that end, so that's nice to see that. We've got a lot of people kind of joining in back and forth between Twitter, Huddle, and Facebook, or Twitter and Huddle. Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. So it's glad to have everybody with us. Make sure you subscribe to our channel over at YouTube. Love to get that subscribe. Make sure you click that button. And from a YouTube perspective, from a Facebook perspective, always leave a comment when you come in and make sure we know that you're there. And, oh, my goodness. So hopefully people, he got up, though. That's the quick of the scoreboard right there. Looked like that was the halftime score of what they were going through. And we were filming for the Enforcers, so we'll see if we can get a Next play here. Here we go. It's the kickoff. Looks like the start of the third quarter of play. It was still 0-0. We haven't seen that first score just yet. So we are waiting. They are just coming out over at Anderson Park, where the Ducks and the Tigers have one heck of a game going, to say the least. If I can get a chance here, if you were to say on your end, what would you say is one of the biggest plays in the game right now for the Ducks and for the Tigers?
Well, if you're looking at it from a Tigers perspective, you've had we don't know how they scored the first touchdown.
Right.
But you had the 47-yard pass play, but the fumble recovery that didn't end up being a touchdown keeps this from being a 2-score game at the half instead of a 4-point game at the half. So that's a huge play right there in itself. But for the Ducks,
take a look at this real quick. We'll let this game go a little bit and see if I can pay attention and see if we can get their first score. All right. So if anybody came in from the Ducks and the Tigers game, it's a 12-8 ball game. Just going to set it up. Talk to me a little bit. Do you have yardage on 20 so far for the game? What were you able to calculate so far?
Just for that, for the time that we watched them, they had 103 yards in the second quarter rushing.
Okay.
And he himself had 77 of those 103.
Well, let's take a look at one particular one that he had right now. This is his touchdown run. It's going to be in a little slow motion, and you can give an idea.
You want to talk about what the formation is, Coach?
Well, it's just that slot formation, slot left with a gun, got to tie it into the right side.
They're playing man coverage right here. You can see everybody in the picture right here, and then they kind of slide it out, but there's nobody in the picture.
But look at the surge and then the hole, because the end tries to loop, he tries to box, and they just run underneath him.
I mean, he didn't even the end got punched. It was a punch and release. You ended up with really 3 lead blockers, and the 2 guys inside. If the wide receiver seals the corner to the sideline right there, that's a no contest. I mean, the corner didn't want to tackle 20 in the first place.
No.
Nobody wants to tackle that guy.
And the one thing that we still, kind of what we came in on our game is, the whole return for that whole particular play that was a fumble, and it came back, and we jumped in and said, oh, okay, that's the game right there with the run back the other direction. So it's been very interesting here. This league, people have been asking a little bit about the league itself. This is IAFL. It's based out of Chattanooga. We had an opportunity last year to call the game out of Chattanooga.
The national championship game.
The national championship game, yep. We actually had that opportunity. The Seahawks won. We were able to do some interviews and kind of throw that up here a little bit with the IFL, and hopefully we'll have an opportunity maybe to help them out later on. We've been able to at least show a couple of their games to begin with. The NDFL, why I have this opportunity, I will throw up a little bit of the different logos that you see here on the screen. The IFL is the team that we're dealing with right now. The NDFL will be kicking off here very soon with their season. And the APDFL, we don't have a lot of Georgia teams in the APDFL. They're mostly based out of, there is one particular team down in Macon, the Knolls, the Georgia Knolls. And they actually won today as well. So definitely a lot of leagues out there going on throughout the state of Georgia. The Gridiron Developmental Football League with the Georgia Crush. That'll get started off here soon. But just kind of give you an idea, well, we do have the Peach State Cats, their Arena Football League. Their home games are going to be in Athens, Georgia. We'll actually be calling that game as well. They kind of went there for a meeting. The whole breakdown of the convention center and how everything's going to turn into an arena league just looks a blast, to say the least, of what actually everything's going to kind of play out. We've not had an opportunity to ever call an arena league game, so it's going to be a lot of fun. They're very fast and intense as it goes. And then the women's football league that we deal with, the Atlanta Phoenix Women's National Football Conference, kicks off April 6th over in Birmingham, and we're going to have an opportunity to bring that game to you. So there's a lot of stuff coming on here in the next 2 months at Score Sports, especially on our YouTube channel. So hopefully you'll be able to sit down and kind of enjoy, sit back, and then have a little fun with it. My name is bomcmichael. I run the company, and I got 2 great guys that do a great job commentating. And then we've tried this whole satellite program to see if we could send people out and boost the signal back, and it's been somewhat successful. We had Forest Park, Kiwanis Field just didn't give us the signal that we were looking for, so we could not push that game out to give you a little bit about the Horsemen and the Riverdale Spartans. But glad to have you with us. We are going to get started here very shortly. We'll take a break and come back and give everybody a chance to kind of hydrate themselves before the second half begins. Once again, I'm bomcmichael with Score Sports. Glad to have you with us. Got Adam and Craig calling the games. The second half starting here very soon.
All right, we're back here from halftime. Right now, your Augusta Ducks up 16-12 over the Atlanta Tigers. Thoughts about the first half, Coach Chapman?
Well, it's kind of a tale of two different style teams. Right now, you've got the Atlanta Tigers. They've thrown in the little bit of the first quarter and the second quarter that we've seen, they had 110 yards passing with a touchdown, and the Augusta Ducks had 103 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. All right, and as we talked about earlier in the half, the 2 2-point conversions that have been scored by Augusta being the difference in the game. But right now, if you look at it, it appears that in order for the Atlanta Tigers to really consistently move the ball, they need to throw it.
Right, and the middle of the field's been open for them.
It has. And I think that and eventually this half for the Ducks, we saw it right there on that clip that we showed, how Atlanta dropped extra players into the box to try to stop the run. It wouldn't surprise me early in the second half for them to get in that three wide receiver, 2-back gun look, make a little inside fake to number 20, slide the slot down the middle of the field where there won't be anybody, and then let him have it.
Oh yeah, play action's going to be something else if they keep the run game going.
Should be an easy score, especially how effective they've been running the football.
There's a short kick, fielded at about the 20-yard line. Looks like it's going to be a big return.
25 yards, Coach. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line right here.
J.D. Johnson on the return right there. Brought down by number 20 for the Tigers, Gage Edison.
And J.D. Johnson's got some jets, Coach. I'd like to see what happened if he'd have got past that one little scrum right there.
See, that's what I thought was going to happen with that first kickoff. When that low kickoff where it just kind of blew. They tried to do the same kind of thing, but it looks as if the Ducks had made an adjustment. Got a little deeper and decided they were going to come up on the ball if they had to.
Now, speaking of the word adjustment, let's see what kind of adjustment, if any, the Tigers made at halftime to kind of slow this running game down.
Shoot Larry Albert in the leg, I guess.
I don't think that's a legal adjustment.
That's what I would have tried to do, and give him some Nancy Kerrigan action.
Have somebody slip in the locker room.
Slot right, and there it goes to the big. Oh,
there it is.
Done.
They went to the legs.
Nicely done. I tell you what, Fletcher came in on the play, but the guy that made the play was number 25. That's Karan Ite, and by coming in and tangling up his feet, that was the difference. Because if you let that guy get vertical, because they caught him while he was still going horizontal, that is the key with big backs. You got to get them while they're going sideways.
Well, and that was a change from what we saw in the first half. The first half, they kept taking those outside linebackers and walking them outside like they're doing right now. That time he came up inside. So it might be something to look at as we go forward.
Well, they've got the line of scrimmage packed.
There's the quarterback on the keeper.
There goes the quarterback. You got to account for everybody. And Blanchard has a nice gain right there. Going to be brought down by number 24 for the Tigers.
Blanchard picks up 6, so it's going to bring it back to
Roger Ward.
It's going to make it 3rd and 6 after the 2-yard loss on first down. Question for you right here, Coach. If you get 3 or 4 yards right here and get it to 4th and 2, are you going for this?
I'm going for it. I'll line up in the eye.
And run the dive?
Yep.
I'm going to line up in the eye right here.
Split backs. Blanchard in the center. Here comes motion from left to right. Quarterback drops.
Uh-oh.
I tell you what, there hadn't been a tackle block all day long for either team. Ends up being brought. Blanchard sacked by Fletcher.
That's about.
And then stomped on by number 95.
13-yard loss right there.
But today, neither team has had an offensive tackle block during the game.
And
believe me, and the thing is, I know how difficult a spot that is to play, because the guy across from you is almost always a better athlete than you are. But You got to at least slow them down.
I'm going to say this. If I'm calling plays for the Ducks, the only time I'm under center for the rest of the game is if I'm at the 2-yard line or if I'm taking a knee for victory. I'm not getting under the center. Every time they do that, they get full blitz. Full blitz.
Well, it's obviously a key for the Tigers.
They lined up off sides on that punt, too.
That's
Wow,
a pretty good punt.
It's a great punt. And this dude's fixing to make a serious mistake.
And why would you do that?
Holy smokes.
Number 17 decides to field that ball.
And they're going to start at the 3-yard line again. Looks like they started their last job.
And I apologize, buddy. I'm looking for there you are. Ziggy Green fields the punt. And I'm not sure why you would field that punt. I guess he was trying. At that point, what's done is done. Just let it go, because he's lucky he held on to that.
Coach, you want to know something really, really, really funny? We just saw the longest punt that we've probably ever seen in one of these games.
Oh, I don't doubt that even a little bit.
That was a 63-yard punt.
That's a great punt. And here again, special teams. Big play on special teams for the Ducks.
Coach, don't you like it when they make us look smart?
It helps, man.
Now,
here come the Tigers.
Jet.
He's in the gun.
Oh, nice.
He drops, throws it out to his left side, incomplete.
I like that route combination. He was a little bit early with the throw. I don't blame him being thrown out of your own end zone.
Yeah, get that ball out of your hand. That pass intended for number 2, Mike Batts. It's going to fall incomplete.
I truly expected to see number 11 in there running the quarterback draw.
That's what I would have expected too. I wonder why they haven't run power with him.
That's true. That would be a good. Early in the season, they may not have it in, Coach.
That's true. 3-man line for the Ducks. Looks like they're going to bring some heat off the edge too.
There's your
quarterback gets pressure, rolls to his right, and throws it at the feet of number 21, Maurice Gatlin. If you remember, Maurice got blasted a little bit ago, but was able to get up and walk off under his own power. And
well, that's 2 plays, no yards, and an illegal forward pass, which is a loss of down. It's going to cost them.
So now it's 3rd and 10.
3rd and 12, Coach.
3rd and 12.
That was a 2-yard penalty right there. I can't remember the last time I did stats in a game and a team had 2 penalties for 7 yards, but I've just now seen it.
And they're going to go empty. And Morgan stays in at quarterback.
Let's see if they throw a screen right here.
It wouldn't work if they had.
Oh, wow. That almost ended up being a really big play.
That pass intended for number 7, Qualik Taylor, but he just can't hang on. Now I saw the nose drop back. It was almost like he was looking for the screen.
Uh-huh.
He didn't rush.
He
just sat there.
He was on quarterback draw. He was the spy. And here's the bad thing about this. How did the Ducks get the ball back late in the second half to get their go-ahead touchdown?
Yeah, short punt.
Bad punt snap. Remember the bad punt snap?
It wasn't the short punt, it was the bad snap.
Yeah, because on the short punt they threw the pick, but the bad punt snap. So now where are you punting from?
Well, you don't have but 5 yards to get back.
Now, if you have a bad snap right here, it's a touchdown game, and you're giving them the ball.
So he's 9 yards deep right here, and here it comes.
And he kicked it.
He got it out.
Oh, look at this.
That was a great job. Yeah, you should totally field that one. But, man, really good punt coverage right there by the Tigers.
54-yard punt right there.
That ball returned by Jeremy Smith.
That was a 54-yard punt and a 9-yard return. That's really nice.
Brought down by Gage Edison. That was great coverage.
I mean, you can't have you're having to punt from your own 1. You kick the ball, it bounces, you get the roll, you get a 54-yard punt, but it was low. Let's be honest, it wasn't a.
He's lucky he got that one off.
He didn't scrape the moon with that thing, so you're getting a low line drive punt, and then it bounced, and the guy picks it up. You're thinking he's going to have a little ways to go before you see the first opposite colored jersey because it was tight punt.
Right.
But nope, right there. I mean, a 9-yard return sounds good, but, what you could have given up and the field position that you could have given up, you'll take that right there. So it's 1st and 10 for the Ducks at the 44.
That same look, slot right gun.
I'm still waiting on the play action, Coach.
Blanchard waiting on the snap. Tigers have packed the box, and they blow it dead.
Offsides.
That's going to help the Duck cause. Tell you what, man, these uniforms making me want some neon blue ones.
Coach, if you get neon blue uniforms, I can't wait to see what color coaching shirts you get us. 'Cause I will definitely wear a neon blue coaching shirt. You don't even have to ask. I'll go find a hat.
Mine will be neon blue for sure, so I can still say stuff and they can't figure out where I'm at. Of course, I'm kind of big to be hiding, so. There's a snap. Blanchard drops, looks out to his right side, lets it fly. He's got a man. That's got to be interference. That's got to be interference right there.
They got it. They got it.
Pass intended for number 9. Cameron Ray.
Curious, is this a spot foul for playing by NFL rules? It should be a spot foul.
I think you're right, sir. They're talking about it right now. Did you guys see where they're changing the overtime rules for college football? They're talking about changing it.
What are they going to change it to?
I think it's after the 3rd overtime is what it is, that you just alternate on 2-point plays.
Well, now that's interesting.
The old ball coach.
So, ball's at the 13-yard line now?
So it seems. Well, it's time for the Larry Albert show. Hope everybody tuned in.
And there's your 33. There's your everyday average 33-yard penalty, Coach.
Blanchard in the gun. There's a snap. It's
Fumble.
a give to Austin. He puts it on the ground.
It's picked up.
It's scooped up.
He's still on his feet.
On his feet, and there he goes. He's heading down the sideline. He's got a convoy out in front of him. Oh, man, big play right there. Number 25 for the Tigers. That's Karan Ete. And guess who made the tackle?
Yeah.
Larry Albert.
Turned around and ran him down.
I told y'all give Larry the ball, he'll score. But no, nobody wants to listen to me. But that's great news for our Atlanta Tigers.
The Atlanta Tigers right here, they're staying in this game right now because
you dodge a bullet right there.
Augusta's got 3 turnovers.
And they've had a short field, 3 times?
Yeah. That was, and you got to wonder if they did what we were talking about earlier about outthinking themselves right there. They gave the footballs to somebody else and fumbled.
Man, you got to – people are hot. Here comes that motion.
Comes the inside zone off of it.
There's no – this window dressing. Pagano on the tackle right there. The jet is window dressing. You got to give it, and that guy's got to run full tilt boogie if anybody's going to buy that.
And if they're going to keep running the jet, and they're going to keep, sooner or later you got to have something coming off of that. They've got
give it to him in the flats. Do something, but don't just have him because he stops about midway through the backfield.
We need to bring that sniffer back here on the backside.
There's
comes the slant.
And there he is. If he had drifted, if number 7 had drifted out into the flats right there on the right-hand side, there ain't a soul over there. Not a soul. He's all by his lonesome. And I don't know if that's what they're setting up by him stopping and standing there every play. But if it's me, you stop and stand there every play, you're about to get fired. Looks like some People getting a little upset about something. I'm
Well,
not sure what, but
arguing that he made the catch.
And so they're not willing to change the. It is third down, right?
It is third down.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I'm seeing the yard marker sitting there too. They are.
They
calling
say
it
incomplete.
Yeah, it was incomplete. Ball bounced.
We get a chance, guys. I got that instant replay of that fumble that was returned. We'll go to that here in just a minute if we have a little break in the action to kind of show what kind of the turning point of this third quarter is.
Yeah, definitely.
if it's low scoring and you catch it on the first hop, it should count.
It did. It did in, dadgummit. What's the movie about Texas football? Friday Night Lights.
Here comes that motion.
Gave it to him that
And they
time.
gave it to him. There he goes around the right side.
Ow.
And it looked like that carried by number 7, Qualik Taylor, and looked like number 52, Tim Hayes for the Ducks, came up and introduced himself.
Number 23, Balin Stone, laid on the back of his legs, and all I could see when he fell down, the reason I said ow was I thought that we might be looking at somebody's leg pointing the wrong way when he got up. And I was going,
Well, that's never something you want.
No, I didn't want that at all.
But a wise old man once told me, this is a rough, tough game meant to be played by rough, tough people.
Did he say something about what you do if you're not rough and tough?
No, he doesn't. So everybody stay focused, please. Okay, we're in the middle of a game here. It's an intense environment, man. 16-12 and somewhere in the middle of the third quarter. Total anarchy going on here, people. Goodness gracious.
Cats and dogs living together.
Mass
all the
hysteria.
worst parts of the Bible.
Yes.
Mass hysteria.
Yeah, this is, orange and yellow on a field together.
Hey, I'm not complaining. We can see the numbers,
Good.
man.
But realistically, a tiger should beat a duck, correct?
I would think so.
I mean, if that
If
duck
you threw
wins,
the
that's
two
a
of them-
nasty duck.
If you threw the two of them in a pit, yeah, my money's on the Tiger.
And if you find a duck that can beat a tiger, avoid that duck. All right, so you got fourth down right here, Coach. And this is the place to slip that guy out in the flats.
All right, here we go.
There he
it
is.
He drops. They let it fly down the left sideline.
He caught it, but he's out of
out
bounds.
of bounds. Number 9, Cameron Ray brings it down, but he was already out of bounds.
We got a
other than
penalty
the flag on the
got
ground.
a penalty flag. Are they going to call defensive holding right
yeah,
here?
I'm going to go with defensive holding at this point. That's what I'm thinking. Y'all keep an eye. I won't go to the instant replay or anything like that, trying to figure out what's happening.
They ran the same play they ran earlier in the game where he made the same exact play. Remember, he kept running through the ball.
But he dropped it,
Yeah,
correct?
that guy pulled it out right at the
Right,
end. They
yeah.
went right back. I mean, not right back to it, but they went back to it. But he gets that call because he doesn't stop on the route.
It is. Did you see what the ref
Yeah,
called?
called
pass
interference.
interference.
I don't know about that.
Why are they marking it off? It's a spot foul. It should be at the 14-yard line where the flag was at.
No, it's going to be first and
whatever.
goal. I tell you, 16-12, it's an interesting ball game.
All
Is it
right.
the 7 or the 8? What we gonna
They've
call?
got this at the 7-yard line, Coach.
Okay.
So it's first and goal at the 7 right here.
Well, we got some great Facebook watchers right now. We're at 44 on the Facebook. We got about 30 on the YouTube. So y'all doing a great job calling this game.
Slide. Here
Gave
comes
it to him
the-
again.
ball
he
on the
threw it
ground.
That's all right. It's an incomplete
It's
pass.
out. It's on the ground.
It's an incomplete pass, Coach.
Yes, there it is.
But from a shovel perspective, that's rough to call an incomplete of that because it didn't even feel like a shovel. It felt like a toss.
Well, there's a reason why you give it that way.
I know. And when you're on that end of it, you're thinking the same thing.
Exactly.
I grasp what you're saying.
But here's the thing about it. That play's not going to work unless they block that in.
Right.
And
I still think that you fake the give back across to the left, turn and throw that ball to number 7, standing by himself, and let him walk into the end zone.
well, I mean, and the last time they did on the play, they threw the
I'm
fade
telling
route.
you, if he keeps running, there ain't nobody there.
On the play they threw the fade route, they ran the sniffer back out in the flat, and they covered him because there was 25 people. There he is again. Touchdown.
Oh, touchdown. Just threw it up. Let number 9, Cameron Ray, go get it. You can cover that all you want. He goes up. You know.
Now I'll run the same play and throw it to the sniffer back because he was wide open in the flat over there again.
Cameron Ray,
Can go get the football.
Yeah, he definitely can jump up and get that. There's
Like
no
a
doubt.
one-man virus.
All right,
Finish
Clifford.
it, man. Somebody got that the other day on your. I think you did that last year or the year before. That's your one liner. Go ahead and finish it, man.
I just went brain dead.
No, man.
He's
come
the
on.
only man
With it. And the only man
he's the
catching it.
only man catching it. Only man coming down with it.
Yeah.
Clifford Franklin.
It's a great one-liner when you're focused, man. It's good. It's good. Sorry for rattling your brain on that part.
It happens.
I know.
All right, now
Now we have too many people on the field.
we're gonna run a new play.
There
Eligible.
it is.
That's all right. They backed it up so they can run the same play because now they're going to be at the 8 again. Just run the same play and throw it to 9.
Yeah, that would be my plan.
I mean, is he even in the game?
No, I think Gatlin came in for him.
Okay. Celebration made him tired.
I guess so.
Celebration made him tired. Jeez.
Well,
Boys, y'all are killing me.
All right. This was going to be the Wildcat. You think they got to reverse off this, Coach?
Maybe.
Or some kind of funky pass?
There's a snap. There it is. There's
Too
your funky
far.
pass. And
He
he's out of
tried
the end
to.
zone. It was complete to Gatlin. He comes down with it, but he ran out of space.
Now, gentlemen, a little bit. We'll go from last week's action. I'm going to bring in, let you see a play here. This was the Horsemen versus the Ducks. They were the kind of the game changer of the game, and I'll pose it. The Ducks had the Horsemen dead to rights on the 3-yard line. Okay, they were up 6-0. We'll go ahead and hit this, move it down, let you watch a little bit of it. Horrible footage. We're just doing the best we can. We're in a press box. The lights wouldn't come off right here. But they had the ball, moved it out to about the 5-yard line. The Horsemen are in white. The Ducks are in green. We'll pay attention to the kickoff, make sure we go back. Spoiler alert, he runs 90 yards for a touchdown. And so he takes it.
And he ran away from his blockers.
And there he went. And
Oh, wow.
yes. Hey, there's my filmer. And there he goes back through.
So I'm guessing that you could say the reason for the fumbles last week would be the wonderful weather that they were having.
Well, it wasn't necessarily rain. I'd love to say that it was rain, but it was not.
Ah.
It looked worse than what it was. It was a little rainy out there, but because the light and going through the glass, it just looked worse than it was. Nothing from this clarity here. I mean, it's perfect weather. We got great footage. Everything looks nice and clean across the board. So we're 18-16. We haven't seen either team kick, so realistically, we're talking touchdowns at this point.
We are.
We're not talking extra points and field goals. So, gentlemen, we're coming to the end of the third quarter. Hand it back over to y'all. Once again, this is bomcmichael with Score Sports. Adam and Craig, here we go.
That's actually a pretty good kick right there. Going to be fielded about the 7-yard line. He's coming around the left side.
Oh, it was close again.
That ball returned by number 19 for the Ducks, Jeremy Smith.
Jeremy Smith was close. That's two kickoff returns this half where they've got one person to beat and they're out the gate.
If I'm not mistaken, Gage Edison was in on the tackle again. He's been killing it on special teams.
Well, find your niche and fit in, right?
That's how you do it.
Now, if I'm,
I guess he's their Crash Jensen.
Crash Jensen, there you go.
Date myself a little bit there.
If you're looking for a modern day, that's the Slater guy from the Patriots.
Jackie Slater?
Knows.
Again, me and Jackie Slater went to high school together.
Jackie Slater. Wow. I'm just going to stop. Okay, doubles. Last time we saw them in this, Coach, they were throwing the ball. They've thrown the ball exactly 4 times. They don't have enough people in the line of scrimmage right here.
I think the inside guy over there is supposed to be on the ball.
He's got them marked off both. But he's wide open, too.
Yep. He has his legs clipped out from under him, but not before he has a huge first down.
So that's going to be a 20 or 32-yard completion right there.
Curtis Sapp right there on a catch.
That's the 5th pass thrown that we've seen since the end of the first quarter.
Curtis Warren's cousin. Great football tradition in the Sapp family. There's a snap. Blanchard drops.
There's a wheel route.
Lets it fly out to the right-hand side. Caught by number 12, Sam Nichols. Sam brought down by Gary Craig for the Tigers, and
they're pushing right now, guys.
Yeah, this was the way they started when we got in. They were quick on the ball, doubles, throwing the wheels, the bubbles, the quick screens.
I mean, this is how they're responding to their score against them right here.
Right.
They're just marching right down with two
Now they're
deep passes.
fixing to hand this ball off to 20 right here on the zone to the left.
And there he goes.
We'll start calling you Tony Romo there, man. Going to call the play already before it happens there.
All right, Fletcher making a nice play right there, shoestring tackle on Larry Albert.
It's going to bring up 2nd and 8. Yeah, they've got it what they want right now. They've got the Tigers in a position where when they go to 4 wide, they're having to make a decision. Do they want to cover the slot, or do they want to leave the guy inside to cover the run play? And right now, if they throw the quick screen to the top of the screen, they've got what they want. They got to go to the left right here. Now they've rolled that safety down, but he's walking up. Here we go. And he's got him wide open he was wide open for a touchdown.
Oh.
Sorry for the tents in the way. I can't really do that.
Incomplete right there.
Oh, my word. The safety bit on the bubble screen the bubble fake to the left, and he has a guy running so wide open down the field that all he's got to do is put it on him at about a 10-yard spot, and he walks into the end zone.
That pass intended right there for number 12, Christopher Crosby. I'm sorry, number 12, Sam Nichols.
And they got 3rd down and 8 right here, Coach. What you got?
3rd down and 8. I run the same play.
I bet they're going to fake it and run the quarterback zone read thing. See if they can.
The zone read thing.
The zone read thing.
Yeah, that's good. Make sure you call that in the huddle there, Coach.
Zone read.
Blanchard
Switch
drops,
route,
out to
touchdown.
He's got a man. Oh, nice play.
Was that the play that was before that he was wide open on?
Nope.
No, they went back on that one. If I get time, I mean, it's 4th down now.
4th and 8 right here, Coach.
Nice breakup right there by number 33, J-Bo Walker.
J-Bo Walker with a nice play. But to answer your question.
Well, I'm going to let you look at it real quick. Okay, this is the play that you said that he was walking straight into the end zone.
If you look right here, the safety walks up, and they're going to run a bubble fake from the slot, and then they're going to run a slant, and there he is.
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
That's a touchdown.
Yeah, he's going to bang his head on the goalpost right there based on that. For those people not watching that, eventually we'll figure out how to get a clicker in here to show that.
Great, man.
I'm sorry, man. You know, I'm doing what I don't have sometimes. Man.
I got a cowboy remote in my desk.
No, it's not that. Oh, with the little pointer.
Are they going to punt?
Well, and they look like they are.
Oh, wow.
They're on the 30. We'll say the 33-yard line.
Yes.
Yeah, 33-yard line.
They're down 2.
It's 3rd quarter.
Late in the 3rd quarter.
They believe that they can get a good stop. I mean, that's
try to coffin kick this one, I guess.
Well, he kicked it straight up.
A mile.
It might end up working out right here. I mean, it ain't going to be bad. Just pick it up.
Got it on the 15, it looks like.
So he kicked it off, or he punted from the 33, and it went to the 16. So that 17-yard punt right there really kills his 63-yard average that he had.
Yeah.
But
he did kill it inside the 20, though.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I would have loved to have seen them run the ball on 3rd down and set it up so they could give it to 20. You know, I think we've gotten to the point of they know we're going to hand the ball to 20 right here, so let's not do it.
Well, hats off to both of you gentlemen. When we got a lot of stuff going on in this game center, we got an AAFL game going on in the snow with the Apollo versus the Salt Lake City Stallions, and we got GHSA basketball going in the background. Y'all doing a great job staying focused.
I will not look at that snow game because it reminds me of a rainy Saturday night.
Empty for the Tigers.
Here comes the quick screens again.
Throw out to the left side. He breaks the first tackle. And he stays up. Nice, hard running there. It
was. Really nice run. He's got –
that's a good job. Is that number 2?
It appears to be so, Coach.
Okay.
That's number 2 or number 3?
That's number 2, Mike Batts.
Yep.
And they're definitely not in any particular rush. It's on the 22-yard line.
They gained 9 right there, so it should be 2nd in a route.
Yeah, you're up by 2. Just take your time.
Yeah.
Empty again.
No, they gained 7 right there.
Here's the quick screens throw again. Out to the right side. And there he goes, man. He's got some room. And that's Cameron Ray.
Now, I'm going to – they got some –
I take that back. I apologize. It was not Cameron Ray. That was Kelly. That was Key Watson. I apologize.
I got some news for you guys. These guys that are playing receiver right here can play. I mean, they've got some difference makers outside. We've talked about the Augusta running backs. The Atlanta Tigers receivers got some dogs.
There's no doubt about that.
We do have a final in at Kiwanis Field. The Horsemen improved their record to 2-0, 20-12 over the Riverdale Spartans. Upside down we go. Y'all want to watch that again? Here we go. We get a little slow motion action of him getting
Fletcher
up in.
with a give on the jet.
Ow.
Yeah, that's hurting my knees.
Yes.
Malik Taylor on the carry right there, brought down by J.D. Johnson. I take that back. I'm sorry. I sound like Foghorn Leghorn there for a second. I say.
Hey, what are going on right away here? Over here.
That was a 5-yard completion. I mean, they're like we said earlier, they're going to throw the football. To be successful, they're going to throw the football.
There's your defensive end got an early jump on that one.
He did.
Yeah, he was way offside.
Both defensive ends got an early jump.
So we're 3rd down right now.
3rd and 5. Throw the screen again. If I could send that message through my headset, throw the screen again.
They've got on headsets, so do we.
Right.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe we can. I wonder what frequency they're on.
Well, no, they're not. Okay, understand. Do I have to go over this with you all again?
No, we're good.
All right.
But right now, you've got them outnumbered out here. There are
3 to 1.
3 to the left, and it's really 1.5 because they're not out here playing it. And they're offsides again.
The ends are scratching off the football before.
Nice
deflection right there.
He's going to set up a 4th down, gentlemen.
It is.
That pass deflected by number 55, Jay Armstrong.
The flags and the tempers have lessened in the 3rd quarter.
It's been
they're sticking to playing ball.
Yes. And instead of worrying about
and
the little things.
And you see how much better the game is going.
Oh, it has. I mean, it's very enjoyable. I mean, to actually get a game, I'm fine that I'm in the comforts of our control center right now and not at Anderson Park. But I will say this is a very nice game.
It is.
Across the board.
When you get past all the 7th grade dance shenanigans, I'm
glad you said shenanigans.
I appreciate successfully 7th grade,
That was good.
I referenced my brain real quick, and I was like, oh, that's some good years. All right. Good years. I had a rat tail. Let's focus. All right. They're going to punt away here. So did it pay it off for the Ducks to not go for it on 4th down?
Depends on what happens right here.
I hear you.
You got to catch this punt. He moved.
Oh, there we go. Back him up.
Cheated.
Yeah, you're not allowed to move.
No. So let's knock them back 10 more yards here. I'm getting and heads up on the cough button. I'll work on trying to find y'all a cough button here.
Don't want anybody coming over here complaining.
No. I'd love if it knocked on the door and say, hey, could y'all keep it down? We can hear you smacking. All right. 4th down and 15 here.
There's a snap. He barely gets that one away.
But they didn't catch it.
No, but it looked like maybe the 25. Is that what you're thinking? Or the
25, 23, somewhere on. He threw the beanbag at the 23, so that's where it's going to end up being. So you're going to end up with a 35-yard punt. But you punted them down. You wanted to punt them down inside the 10, and they've flipped the field position back on you. So did you win? Did you win that field position battle? No. But did you keep them off the board? Are you only down 2?
Right.
And you got all 3 timeouts left, so everything's going right now.
Yeah, I don't think there's a big difference. I would have gone for it.
I'll check in with our filmer, see if we can get a time, give him to update us on how much time so we can keep the audience in play.
Let's see if they come back out and throw this thing right here.
Well, they've got some guys that look the part at receiver.
Well, I mean, their 2 scores have been devoted to the run.
They have.
And I feel like the last drive they started putting something together and they kind of just fell on themselves right there with some bad execution.
There's a snap.
There's a
quick
huge
give
hole.
by Blanchard to Larry Albert, who rumbles down the field carrying most of the Tigers' defense.
He only gained 19, so
just 19, right?
I don't think they should do that ever again.
I mean, there's really 5 guys trying to knock him down.
And what's the play? I mean, is it just a zone?
It's like old 23 draw we ran at Lovejoy.
Right. It's the ISO. Same look. There's a snap.
They ran it again. They just gave it to a different back.
Gave it to Mack this time. I tell you what, those receivers are kind of giving it away because they can
Yes.
stand there and watch when it's going to be a run play, which is most of the time.
Right.
So you're going to bring up 2nd and 8 right here.
A.K.A. Frank Hobbs would have freaked out. To Willingham, you got to go block. If you're a receiver, this is your time to go in there and actually.
Coach Hobbelt would have been.
Oh, my goodness. I think about all the receiving coaches that I've dealt with in my
Yes.
time of the idea of becoming a blocking receiver. That's my hats off when you think about NFL blocking receivers as well. To not just sit there but actually go after the defensive back.
Same look. Slide out to the left, gun.
And somebody forgot to snap it.
Details, you know.
Jeez, man. Snap infraction. I tell you what, that is one of the dumbest penalties in the history of the world.
Well, hey.
You're the only guy that's got to remember snap.
Now, hey, they're right tackle or left tackle. Okay, let's not talk about the center messing up on that part. Sometimes he's thinking about something else and somebody changed the snap count.
Or if we're being correct, weren't you strong tackle?
It
was strong and weak. That's right. They didn't have a right and left. Y'all rotated.
We flipped this around.
Yeah.
Strong and weak. One of the other our option days.
Same look. Blanchard in the gun. There's a snap. It's a blooper.
He's wide open.
He lets it fly.
That's
out
out
to
of
his right
bounds.
side.
Oh,
and
interception.
It's gonna be picked.
Wow.
That ball picked off by number 24 for the Tigers.
Our camera cut in real quick, so we couldn't really see the break on the ball. But, I mean, you see him, it kind of just died on there on the 43.
When it came out of his hand, I thought for sure that thing was going out of bounds.
Right.
It looked like a wounded duck flying through the air.
So just like that,
Roger Ward on the interception. Sorry.
It's all right, man. You didn't.
I was looking for his name.
Hopefully we'll get a clock here in just a minute to get an idea how much time's left here in the third quarter.
That is the 4th turnover from the Ducks.
And that's the tail of the game.
I mean, if you look at it, they're +3. The Tigers are +3 in turnovers right now.
Well,
They're
if you can win the turnover battle, a lot of times you're going to win a football game.
Right.
+3 in the turnover battle and +2 on the scoreboard. They're getting murdered in the running game, but they're dominating the passing game. So, I mean, the point being is if they score a touchdown right here, they're still only up 8. They've got to get the 2-point conversion because if they don't, I'm pretty certain that if Oregon, I just called them Oregon.
Well, they do look like Oregon, and they come, and that was a good step-up tackle by number 45 for the Ducks.
A run right there by number 26 for the Tigers. Twan Thomas. Tackle made by 45.
Yes, 45
Yes.
made the tackle.
Yeah, that's Mike Smith for the Ducks.
Mike Smith used to coach the Falcons.
He was retired at this point, so I think that the only thing he can do is play football.
There you go.
Yeah,
So
he's retired.
no gain on the plays will bring up 2nd and 10. So, but we've seen one running play from.
Here comes the heat.
We've seen the quarterback draw and this jet off the. There it is. Split them.
Just right up the gut.
That one was perfect.
It looked legit that time.
Yes.
That ball carried by Mick Austin.
And now you got 3rd down and 2 right here. Now you're fixing to catch some heat right here from Augusta. They're going to bring it. They're not going to sit back there and play. If you have a screen off of that jet fake where you can flip the back out away from the motion, it might bounce its head off the goalpost right here.
But it is early.
They did the same thing, and he just,
there it is.
Goodness gracious. They weren't going to let that happen.
I mean, we called that from sitting here.
Well, I mean, you go back to what's successful. That play was just successful. Let's run it again. That's their thought process.
98, William Colbreth, and number 55, Jay Armstrong, collaborate on the tackle there.
I want to say this right now. That was a 2-yard loss. Right now we've got 4 tackles for a loss combined in this game.
4th down right now, gentlemen.
Here it comes.
Right down the middle of the field.
They got to keep him in the pocket.
Scrambles.
Ball's down.
Fumble.
It is.
Ball's
Live ball.
out. This is going to be Doug's ball.
Yeah, it's
right
Doug's
there.
ball, but where are they
They're
going
to say 45, or are they going to go all the way to about the 40? Where they
They're going to be
saying?
at the 43 or 42-yard line. It looks like the 42.
Looks like that's where he's marking.
And Augusta's going to get the ball at the 42-yard line right there.
All right, gentlemen. So I'm going to ask you a real quick question here. Is this sloppy play or good defense on both parts? What are you thinking?
This is early season play.
Okay, but it doesn't feel like it's is it because it's 18-16 right now that we're saying this is, a fairly good game at this point? We feel like that they're going back and forth. They've kind of figured each other out, from the first half. So now we're looking at a very equal team. Are these two teams equal, or do you think that it's just still early in the season? This is week 1 for for the Tigers. This is week 2 for the Ducks.
Well, if I'm the Ducks,
It's fourth quarter.
it just went to the fourth.
Yep.
But if I'm looking at this, if I'm Augusta, I know what I am. I'm going to hand the football off.
You are who we thought we were?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can do two things. I can get in a 4 wide receiver set, and I can hit you quick with the screens, and I can see if I can thin the box. Right now, the Tigers, they don't know what they really are. They're
Right.
trying to figure it out.
Well, they're supposed to. This is week 1 for them.
I agree.
So in many ways, you think the Ducks have the advantage based on –
I would think that they know what they want to go to, and it gets down to crunch time right here.
Right.
If I was the Atlanta Tigers right now, I know what I would be doing. Number 9 would touch the ball every series. If I had to throw him a hitch, a slant, a fade, but he's got to touch the ball. He's making plays.
Slide out to the right-hand side. Gun for the Ducks. There's a quick handoff right there.
it's going to lose 2, give
Yes,
or take.
sir.
Larry's going nowhere.
Where's he going?
Nowhere. They met him at the mesh point.
They have now figured out that they're going to line the slot up and run away from the slot. So if you look away from the slot, they've got two offensive linemen in the center and a back. And you look at the number of people on defense that are coming to that side of the field. Everything else is man. That's why the play a while ago with the bubble and the post off of it is where you go right here. You make that play fake right there, run the bubble, the safety adjusts, throw the post off of it, and score a touchdown right here.
I'll tell you what I do in a second. There's a snap. Quick
Stretch.
give around the right side. Larry out in front blocking.
Nobody wants to get him down. Big number 94 gets a piece.
Josh Harris with a nice run.
10 yards.
What happens if you fake the ball to Larry Albert going left? You have Josh Harris loop around and you pitch it out to him out there on the slot. And you got everybody outnumbered.
It's almost like a counter option look.
Yep. And it's just bang, bang. You don't have to, it hits quick.
All right, Cactus Jack.
Jeez.
I watched
A reference movie. That's a whole movie there, buddy. That's a good job.
North Dakota State do it one time.
Yep.
And it was just dirty.
So now you got 3rd down and 2 right here. Everybody in the building knows that you're going to hand it to 20. They've got it loaded up. See all the people over on the single receiver side?
About that. Just go away from him.
That's why he ran it to the multiple receiver side right there.
He's a load. Goodness
It's
gracious.
first down.
And he gains 4 and gets the first down. I remember some guy that I coach with told me one time that running this offense is all about counting. If you can count the number of people and run away from the numbers, you're pretty good.
Wasn't Albert, was it?
It was.
Yeah, Albert. If he could write a book of book sayings to be successful in football, yeah.
Unfortunately, he'd have to write that book and hold it till everybody was till he was gone, so that nobody could come back and say something to him about it.
Right.
Telling you right now, bubble from the slot post is a touchdown. Everybody's in the picture.
Same formation.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, jeez.
Somebody didn't know what the play was.
Yeah, oops.
Not ill-advised right now. We're talking fourth quarter. You're down by 2, and you got this is the kind of the mental toughness that you're having at this point.
There it is. You got 2nd and 14 after the 4-yard loss right there.
That's good news for the Tigers. You can keep a running team behind the sticks. You got a shot.
Right now, it's their game to lose from what the Tigers have, in the sense that they've been able to control the second half.
Here comes the timeout for Augusta.
Well, they've been able to turn them away when it matters.
Right. A couple times we thought that they wouldn't So did Ducks call timeout?
They did.
Thanks.
So now we got, Augusta burns a timeout right here on 2nd down and 14. So you know that they're sitting there thinking we can't just line up and hand this thing off.
No. Hey, while we're doing this, we'll chime in and give a little shout-out to the championship that we were a part of over at the University of Tennessee Chattanooga last year. We had the Seahawks versus, do you remember what the other team was? Come on, use your brain. Anybody?
I cannot.
You cannot remember on that one? Oklahoma? Was it OCL? Or was it Opelika?
I thought.
I got to remember that, too. It was the Lions. I remember that. It was the Lions.
Was a few years ago.
Right, yeah. It was the Lions versus the Seahawks. That's my brain. It could have been Oklahoma City Lions, but I doubt it.
That sounds right.
It does sound like that.
I know one thing. It got contentious at the end.
It did. It was one of those. I mean, from a game perspective, pretty interesting. But hopefully, if I'm not mistaken, the dark horse IAFL championship is at the end of June this year. Kind of keep in touch. We'll do our best to get that information out to you here. We'll get ready for coming out of the timeout.
I love watching the banner from the sideline to the corner.
Huh.
All right.
Ball on the 36, 2nd and 5.
Here comes the snap. Blanchard drops. He's getting lots of heat.
No,
he's going to be brought down.
And he's not feeling good right now. He lost 9 on that.
Sacked by number 69, Tyler Penny.
All the way back to, what, the 45?
Mm-hmm.
Huge play for the Tigers right there.
So now it's 3rd and 25.
And the quarterback looks to still be down.
Yeah, he landed on his shoulder.
Blanchard's feeling that. From looks things, Mr. Penny's a big guy.
If you're home watching, turn on the NFL Network. You can watch a little bit of AAF. It's in the snow. The Steve Spurrier-led Orlando Apollo taking on, if I'm not mistaken, is the Salt Lake City what?
Stallions?
The Stallions in the snow. I enjoy good snow games.
I like snow games. I'm even bigger fan of watching Steve Spurrier offenses.
And what do you think about the helmets on the back of the numbers on the back of the helmets?
It's interesting. It's different. I like it.
If we're, from a point of being able to see, it's always kind of nice seeing that as well.
It doesn't interfere with the decals on the side either.
No. I like the shooting of the arrows, so I'm a fan of that.
It's a cool look.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't want us to get us copyright in violation, so I'm not going to try to bring that up on the screen for us.
Please don't.
No, I'm not.
Let's not get in trouble.
The away team, where's the dark jersey?
No, they only have one set.
That's why the Legends have purple jerseys and gold pants.
Yeah. So no, nobody had that's everybody's main jerseys. So a starter, I think, did the jerseys.
They did.
And so and they only got one pair. Got to start small there, man.
The biggest question is, did starter make jackets for these teams?
Oh, if they did, that'd be wonderful.
Kicking it old school with
I'm
your starter
serious,
jacket.
man.
Man, taking it back right there. I had a Miami Dolphins pullover.
You had a starter jacket?
It was white. And
okay.
It was white, but then it had orange and aqua accents. Man, that jacket was tough.
We should have a starter. It's 122 left. No, I wonder.
Rocking that with my Filos with the straps.
Wow, Filos with the straps, Coach. You went in there. The bad part about it is my daughter turns 16 in April, and that's what she wants.
Everything comes back, man.
I'm serious.
Here we go.
All right, you got.
It's a different look this time.
This is weird. Well, they got a new quarterback, remember?
Quarterback drops. He's getting lots of heat. Rolls
He's running fast.
He's got some room, but the ball's out.
It's out of bounds.
Looked like Fletcher calls the turnover. Looks like Fletcher calls the fumble there.
Still going to be their ball. Be 4th down.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little bit more manageable than it was.
It was. He did a nice job right there. He gained probably
7-8 yards.
Yeah, closer to 10 right there, Coach.
So you're going to say 4th down and what?
Well, he gained. Where'd they spot it? He gained 9, so it's going to be 4th and 16.
Okay, thank you. I'm in charge of the score, so it's the down and distance on this part. So
we're going. This isn't the end of the game. But let's be honest. If you were going to punt from your own 33 last time, you should punt right now. especially with your starting quarterback out of the game. You should punt right here.
Play defense. Doubles. There's a snap. Quarterback drops. Fires
a
across
first.
the middle.
No, let's see where if they mark this where he's at, it should be a first down.
It looks like it might very well be a first down.
That should be where he's laying at right now is where the ball ought to be, and it should be a first down.
Well, there's a lot of debate about this.
We're going to have the Lincoln Douglas debates at the 21-yard line right here.
Well, it's history.
For those of y'all who don't know, we both teach history, so
it's nice to see some good sportsmanship out there on the field after things started kind of rocky.
So they're not going to measure this, and they are.
What is he signaling?
He signaled first down, so he said it was a yard short. Okay, where they marked it, it was a yard short. So it was a 15-yard completion on 4th and 16.
No, that's not what they're saying. Okay, that is what they're saying, but the change crew is
our change crew is betrayed us again.
It's confused.
They've gone the wrong way.
Well,
Well, it's 1st and 10 now for the Tigers.
You got to have a big stand right here.
You need to have a stand that doesn't give up a first down.
I'll tell you what, if I'm the Ducks, I play man and send everybody.
Last time if they would have been able to hold them down where they had them at, but they gave up 2 first downs. They ended up, the field got flipped. Here's the thing right here. You got to make sure that they go 3 and out right here. And they've got the quarter right here.
I tell you what.
Oh, that's a great play and then they missed a tackle.
Nice run by number 7 right here.
He's still going.
Great job by number 7, Qualik Taylor. However, it should have been a false start. The back was moving before the snap.
And that's a 23-yard gain and a first down. And what you didn't want to have happen, unless – are they calling a penalty down here, Cody?
They should have.
Well, they called it illegal block. So that's going to be a 10.
That ruins that, doesn't it?
Sure does, because that was a great individual effort. Because by all accounts, the corner on this side of the field made a great play. He ran through the block, had the play made, and he ran through the tackle. That's all he did. And then, 23 yards later, it would have been a first down. Now, instead of that, you're going to be – all right, so where they called it at, so it'll be first down and 13.
I'll tell you what, if you're the Ducks, you're living a charmed life right this second.
Yeah, I mean, you are. You've unless you factor in the fact that you've lost your starting quarterback.
Well, that's never good. Well, have we seen him without pads on yet?
We haven't, but he didn't come back in after they called timeout on 4th down and all of that, so – you figure if he was healthy enough to play, then he might have been back in out after that short rest.
They're in this weird offset eye again with the slide out to the left side.
Well, here comes jet zone.
Here comes the motion. And they fake the jet and the zone. Quarterback keeps it. Looked like Pagano had a shot at him, but Morgan's out on the perimeter.
Well, if they didn't call holding on that, then they're never going to call holding because the guy was out here was tackling somebody.
Nice pickup.
Yeah, you gained – wow, where do they mark him at?
Well, looks like there's a Duck player down. He might have been the player getting mugged out here on the perimeter.
There was definitely somebody getting mugged on the perimeter. I can assure you that.
All right, while we have an injured player, we will tune in a little bit to a little AAF action from the webcam. This is their little camera that slides through the things that they're at Utah. I told you it was a snow game, so, hey, might as well show it to you.
I like the Stallions' uniforms. just to be honest with you. I like their helmets.
Well, it's semi-pro, so, I mean, I feel like we're just promoting the league at this point. You know, I mean, across the board here. Might as well, if we can show it, hey, let's show it. If I get a cease and desist order, hey, rock and roll. So we'll figure that part out later on.
We were just helping out.
Yeah. Keeping it real and trying to spread the word, okay?
So after the penalty and starting at 1st and 13, a 9-yard gain will make it 2nd and 3.
Pagano can't get his helmet snapped. There he goes. A little help from the white hat.
I'm going to tell you what, the passing numbers for the Atlanta Tigers are going to be really nice with all these little flip forwards on the jet that are, helping out.
Technically passes, yeah.
Yes, they are.
Same look, that offset eye with a slot to the left side. I imagine they're going to bring motion across.
They're going to run clock right here.
That's all they seem to be doing at this point. I was trying to time in. We'll do a better job trying to make sure we get a time update. It's because we're not at the location and we're chiming into different games and events. It's a little bit harder to understand the time.
Fake the jet and give the zone to
First
the left
down.
side.
That could be the ball game at this point.
Gain of 5, that's a first down right there. To kind of give you a view on the differences in the offense, since we've been in touch with this game, Bo, Augusta's run it 28 times and thrown it 10. Atlanta has thrown it 25 times and run it 15. So it's
I like the 25 and 15 number. That's good. I mean, they're not a lot of yardage in the running perspective. I mean, are those scrambles? Have they turned into? I mean, are those scramble runs?
Well, they've had a lot of quarterback draws.
Right.
But they've gone to this jet with the inside zone look almost exclusively in the second half.
There he is up underneath. There's a flag down though. That carry by number 25. He's got the edge out there.
Maybe like 2 yards tops.
Gain 3.
Let's see what the penalty has
I think the penalty is illegal motion.
Is that 26? I think. Twan Thomas on the carry, brought down by number 16 for the Ducks.
So next week, can't necessarily tell you where we're going to be. If you're interested, reach out to us. We'll find some way to get your game streamed out on live and be able to bring it in to our game center. If you are able to do a live feed, just let us know, and we'll see what we can do about getting that information to you all. And we'll throw it back out there and chime in with it as well. Offsides, though.
Oh.
Okay.
So they called offsides, so that's going to make it 1st and 5.
Yep. All the way down to about the 39-yard line or 38. Everything's going to really kind of kick in with us at the end of March, 1st of April. So if you do have some time over the next 2 weeks, the weekend of what's next weekend is the 7th, the 6th,
the 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Yeah, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Thank you there. That's and then if you're interested, let us know. We'll see what we can do on that part. Feel free to reach out to our website, give us a call, send me an email, and we'll go from there.
All right, so 1st and 5, but the down marker has it at 2nd down. Watch the down markers.
I'm sticking with the 1st and 5.
I know you are. I'm just telling you. Let's see if.
Same thing, motion from left to right. Give right up the gut.
The only thing you can hope for the Ducks is to get a turnover at this point.
That's right.
And they're holding on for dear life at this.
Ball carried by Mick Austin.
It's going to be 2nd down and about 3.
And the Tigers is going to take their time here.
I would.
So at this point, the clock is not working down underneath the scoreboard, so the people on site cannot necessarily tell us.
I'm guessing they're keeping time on the field.
I would think so.
I hate that.
Do you?
Man, I hate it.
It's a hard thing to deal with, man.
The night train Albert just came in to play defense, Coach Collins.
Was he playing at defense line?
No. I actually think he walked back and was playing looks like he's playing a linebacker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's right there.
And there's a give off the right side.
And he made a tackle.
And stuffed him. It's going to be 3rd down and 1.
It's going to be 3rd down and short.
You going to give him the short?
No, they gave him a 1st down.
No. That's horrible. Sorry.
This guy down here on this side gave him a 1st down.
I don't know about that. And now he remeasured it.
That's nowhere close to being a first down.
No, and Mr. Ref on the right is trying to say that the ball's. I mean, he was trying to mark it. I don't know if I agree with any of that.
He was nowhere close to being that far up the field.
They're going to look at it and trying to have the conversation. I'm going to try to roll it back here and see if we can.
We're probably all wrong.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Referees are always right.
It was a touchdown.
It was touchdown?
Yeah,
Now
touchdown.
here we go. So,
Yep, first down.
No.
He just marked it up and gave him a first down.
No. So this is the play. I'll pay attention and see what's going on here. All right.
Not even close.
No.
That's a terrible call.
No. And we're talking the line judge right there. And that's the one right there. Oh, goodness.
Man. He just gave him a 4-yard gain.
That's horrible, man. Okay. And now there's a flag on the ground.
Well, everybody likes it when the flag's on the ground. So it's all right.
Because the Ducks are hot about this, and
Yeah.
rightfully so.
Just from a spot. I mean, what they're going to say is momentum. I mean, that's what they're saying at this point. Everybody enjoys throwing the flag at this point.
Just keep throwing them.
Well, there goes another one. I dare them guys to kick one.
Only one person I know has ever kicked one. It was a wonderful thing. I do appreciate the Augusta Ducks coaches' outfits.
I do. I would agree.
I wonder what the back says.
Are they dropping the they're going to call so many penalties?
He threw another flag. A ball cap came off of the referee.
They call so many penalties that they're going.
Nobody has no flags. Goodness
Oh,
gracious.
no. Now, is he going to take it back and measure it? Coach, please tell me he's not fixing to do this.
They haven't moved.
He just moved the chains back. They moved them forward. Now they moved them back.
It's fixing to be a touchdown with all those penalties. I'm going to turn out to be right.
This is classic. If he measures this.
Everybody just kind of sit back and enjoy. Have you ever seen a ref throw his hat as well?
I have.
When he couldn't get to his flag, or he already threw his flag?
No, I saw him throw his flag and his hat this year in one of our games.
Okay.
On us, I'm sure.
It was. You do realize, Coach, that we are the most penalized team in our league.
In America, buddy.
I know. It's all right. It's because of certain,
We are the worst coach team in America. Quote from Albert Jasper.
So what's going on? What are you guessing?
I literally think that he got tired of those guys yelling at him, and he moved the chains back so he could measure it.
Well, because to me,
that's exactly what he's doing.
They're doing it.
So they're going to pick up all those flags?
No, they're not. Then they're going to mark them off, and it's still going to be a first down.
And meanwhile, in Utah, it's snowing.
It's cold.
We'll come back here. It is cold. I have put in a request for a camera like that. I'll let you know if I ever get one. Yeah, they faked out the camera guy.
That would have been – boy, I tell you what, if you've never played in that kind of junk, you don't ever want to do it.
Well, you're playing that on turf, too. I mean, it's a –
Todd Wells told me about a game one time. He played at the University of Montana. It's in Missoula.
Right.
And he said the field, it was so cold, there was a sheet of ice on top of the field. And he said that their players kept missing tackles because they would try to run full speed.
Right. And
the guys from the University of Montana would just run about half speed and then juke everybody out.
Now, would you say this is a first down or – oh, no.
Like we've said, that's where the ball should have been spotted.
Okay, it's fourth down, but now it's a first down because all the
No,
penalties.
they're not going – they're going to hold all those penalties back.
So it should be third down.
No, it's fourth.
Remember they didn't flip the
unsportsmanlike. They're going to call offsetting. I thought it was fourth down.
I'm sure the
no,
Tigers,
it was third down because remember it was first down. They had the penalty.
I'm sure the Tigers.
So now they did measure it, and then they still marked off the penalty, and it's still going to be a first down.
And that's rough. That's rough. All this.
He did that just to be petty, Coach.
Oh, my goodness.
He said, I'm going to show you you're right, and then I'm going to throw this penalty on you. 30 yards, he got double personal fouls.
He made a point. That's what he was trying to say.
Yes, sir.
You had the first down, but the way you handled it, we couldn't. Because so, what do you say to get them to measure it without losing your cookies?
You have to. You are supposed to be able to ask for a measurement, and it is supposed to be. It's just like in baseball. There are common courtesies that are supposed to be granted.
Right.
And if you ask for a measurement, you're supposed to be able to get a measurement.
Okay.
Right now, I'm being escorted out of the stadium.
And I'm right behind you.
Yeah.
Randy is now the coach.
Oh, goodness gracious.
We're going to blitz on offense.
That's a little rough right there to have all that kind of play out. I mean, like you said, it was showing that it was a first down.
Man,
but hopefully you can learn from it because, there are different ways to go about doing it. And that's, if you don't have anything nice to say.
He's sending a player off the field right now.
Yeah.
Well, when we were in Colquitt, and they called. We got 30 yards and penalties on the same play.
All right, 1st and 10, ball on the 25. Tigers ball. 4th quarter, clock's been held on the field, so necessarily we don't know what time it is at this point.
So, like this happened to the Ducks earlier, and they had a huge penalty, and the next play they fumbled.
Right. Oh, man, wouldn't that just be the
bad snap or something dumb?
Oh, my goodness.
Here comes motion. I thought that was fixing to be it right there.
All right.
Right now, you just got to be smart and hold on to the fall.
Just hang on to it.
1 yard here.
Run the ball 4 plays in a row.
Well, gentlemen, I do appreciate y'all coming over, being able to. This is kind of our first Game Center broadcast, so we're glad to bring you here from Score Sports. We'll kind of have a little bit more each week and see what we can offer, and to be able to bring things to you. We'll offer a little bit more as we go. We just kind of experiment with what's the possibilities. We're used to being out in the cold. We're going some bad weather's coming in, by the way. Thunderstorms out there in the Atlanta area.
Yeah, it's fixing to be ugly.
Yeah. For a good full day and then get cold.
Yeah, I know. I'm supposed to be up on the hill Tuesday.
That's not happening.
All right. Quick give right there off the left side.
That ball is way out there.
Yes, it is.
Goodness.
Carried by number 26, Twan Thomas.
It'd be 3rd down, 7 or 5?
3rd down and about 7. Whoa, hold on. 3rd down and 6.
Ball on the 23. What are we talking about? 23?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Tigers just
milking the clock, man.
Run the ball 4 times.
And right now, Augusta hasn't done anything. They've let them run that little jet look, and they've never sent an extra body into the box like the Tigers have done to stop their running game. I would run, if it would be the side the jet's coming from, I'd have somebody coming off the edge and somebody running through that B gap as hard as I could.
Now, what's the frustration? They were missing somebody to delay a game, going back 5 yards.
So now it's a delay of game.
And the clock stopped.
By the way, did you see how animated was it number 58?
It was number 58.
Oh, man, he was animated. I give him that. He was trying to either land the 757 or what. It was hard to tell.
Yeah.
They're going to get an opportunity to probably get this ball back, you think, or no?
I mean, it's
hard to tell with how much time's left.
Right. Well, they're not calling timeouts yet.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's what's getting my – we haven't seen a 2-minute warning or anything.
Morgan cuts it back.
He's going to end up with a 1st down.
Close. 4th down. Hopefully everybody's quiet. It's going to be 4th down and 1.
They call 4th down.
They did immediately.
Morgan signals 1st down.
They're stopping the clock. 15-yard line?
No, they're at the
15.
Like 17.
17-yard line. Now they're going to measure.
Of course they are. When they measure it, move everybody back. Let's have an opportunity to look into the snow game.
Where are they playing this?
Utah Stadium, Utah University.
The Utes?
The Utes. What are the Utes, by the way?
That's the two Utes.
1 or 2.
Easy.
And it freezes up. It's not my computer. That's all I can say, man. Not mine.
I don't think you both called that movie reference.
I did. Cousin Vinny, man. I'm all over it. I'm right there with you,
I was
buddy.
like, man, you must be tired.
The two Utes on that one. So are they doing a measurement or are they calling timeout here? Because
this has got to, if it's going to be, if it's not a first down, we can't see the sticks.
That's definitely fourth down at this point.
So we're going to have 4th and short. And they have changed and put a big back into the game.
So they can snap it to him?
I don't know. They're fixing. If I'm Augusta, I'm sending everybody.
Because, I mean, you're selling out right now, right?
Quarterback's got it.
Ball's down. He fumbled.
He was down.
I don't think so. I think they're going to call turnover. Nope. What are they? I don't know, guys. That ball can't. One of those ones. And unfortunately, I think the Ducks have kind of laid their.
Yes, they have made their bed. Now they got to lay in it.
They have. I mean, we're going to look it back here and see.
Yeah, they're not going to get any calls.
No, they're not.
And this guy keeps yelling at this referee.
And you can see it right here. That ball was out, guys. I'm and now you can see how frustrated they were at this point. Now he's gonna get 15.
He did.
Everybody's just got to relax. I say that in the sense that
through his hat again. We have now.
We're getting ready to close this game pretty quickly.
Oh, I believe the refs are gonna run off and they're gonna be done.
He
ejected somebody. I saw a thumb go up in the air.
Well, he's already ejected all of his flags in his hat. He might well just start ejecting players.
Start throwing his shoes.
Yeah.
They throw a shoe and then a sock.
He's about to eject this game.
He is. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm betting they're walking off. No, they're taking it all the way in.
The worst part about this is they're going to measure this and then they're going to mark all these penalties up.
Well, I will say this is the
they
time.
come up short again.
Yeah, they do.
Well, it's dead ball now, so it doesn't matter.
But if they come up short again and then walk them all off again.
I hadn't seen something like that. I mean, I witnessed a little bit of that in basketball this past year. I told you all a little bit about that, correct?
No.
Oh, I didn't?
No.
Oh, man. So I'm sitting there filming a basketball game. Before a basketball game, got two high school girls playing in a semifinals, okay? I'm not going to name names, but one was McIntosh, and the other one was Griffin. It was the ladies playing, and it was not great reffing the whole game, okay? I will say that. Clock management issues, so forth. McIntosh was up by 1, first down. McIntosh was up by 1, and the McIntosh coach said something to the referee while the other team was shooting free throws, and they gave him a technical with 1 second left to go in the game. And Griffin ended up winning the game. And the people that are around there, it was one of those, you just got to learn to kind of, I say this from Augusta, I wish they'd have stayed quiet. Hopefully they can learn from this. Because if you can just breathe and not say anything and let the playing take place on the football field, it's a good thing.
What in the world are we watching here, boys?
Are they going to march it? I'm so confused. So they get it right there. That's where they're starting.
What?
Yeah. There's 2 penalties. I would say it's. I mean, how many penalties are you going to get at this point? I love that my and nobody else is respected the ball, and my cameraman's like, well, we're right there. That's where we're at. We're not going to change.
Where was the ball at originally for the first down?
They never. I couldn't tell you if they actually ever label that down. I went ahead and take the down and markers off at this point.
The ball was at the 20-yard line because you see just a little bit past the 20-yard line, almost the 21.
And then now we got the Augusta coach and the Tiger coach. Look like they're gonna meet in the middle of the field and call it a day. Nope.
Okay, so it's first down from the 39
So-
yard line.
They just marked off.
Yeah.
Yeah, the math doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't at this point. Unless you're sitting there understanding what the conversation is.
Because it's 41 yards, right?
And Whitecap's going to
is what
stop
they
the
marked
game
off.
again for a second.
They marked off 41 yards.
Yeah, they did.
I don't understand what 40
That's that new 41-yard penalty.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I mean, if they went ahead 15 and then went back, but that's a lot of
Okay.
penalties. I mean, that's a lot of penalties.
Maybe.
I mean, I have to go read read the rule book here to kind of identify what actually is happening at this point.
Hey, y'all know what play this is going to be? It's going to be jet fake and hand off again.
Yeah, that
Well,
would be my
if
guess.
And
they
it's
fumbled it at this point, it
It's
would just
first.
change. I'm not even putting first down at 10.
Dude, it is first and
forever.
51.
Just hold on to the ball.
Yeah, they went for the strip right there.
Timeout.
Okay, so we're under 2 minutes at this point. They're calling timeout.
Did we get the 2-minute warning?
At this point there, Coach Collins, I would say that the 2-minute warning was when they were taking their hats off and getting some water. That's kind of how I felt that way, was the 2-minute warning.
So they've only got one more timeout left. So
That is correct.
So realistically, if you wanted to, if you took a knee, well, you couldn't.
No, you still couldn't run the
you're
clock
gonna have
out,
to punt
right.
it. Well, I wouldn't want to coach. I wouldn't want to have to be the coach on either one of these teams if I went to practice because I want to run everybody so
I'm
bad.
telling you. And once again, glad everybody could
Well, how many
come in and
penalties
view.
did the coach take?
no, based
No,
on
remember
that.
they almost had a sideline warning.
And they pulled that out. Well, we appreciate everybody tuning in with us. We are kind of sometimes with certain games they kind of whimper out at the end a little bit, where you're trying to figure out actually what is playing out. Nothing worse when we're there trying to figure.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, that was a huge save.
That was
right
a
there
great
by Morgan.
play.
That was huge right there. If he doesn't stab that one,
That might have been
that might have been the difference of the game right
disastrous.
there.
Do we have a player of the game for the Tigers?
I would say Cameron Ray, number 9.
I agree.
Okay. And that's their last time out?
That is.
All right. Clear off the dots. Possession error to the Tigers. Next week, TBA on where we're going to be and who we're going to bring in. But if you're interested and you know how to put a live feed out there, if you have questions how to do that, I'd be more than glad to help you out, give you the different options, and we can kind of flare it up a little bit and have a little fun with it, if possible on that end. While they're working on their final timeout, we will, if I get an opportunity, if anybody hear anybody knocking on the door, it wasn't the AAFF coming after me a little bit, but hey, here we go. It is still a snowy game. NFL Network enjoying the combines. Been very interesting. Some fast runners today. Very much so. Enough to kind of light up Twitter. Next week we'll actually do a live Twitter feed. This week we chose not to, just based on the craziness going on here.
They just broke with 12.
They gave him a break. He'd already called enough penalties. He's reached his quota. There it is again.
Ball's on the ground.
Why were you in the shotgun?
You just want to take a snap from center and end it.
Yes.
Goodness gracious.
So now you're going to have to punt. And you've already snapped the ball over the punter's head one time.
Well, right here, do you let the clock run and then take your time out?
Well, I do. I do.
Right.
I let the clock run down. I take the time out.
So we've only had one score this half.
We have.
And I felt like Augusta responded very quickly, and then they weren't able to push it over and get inside. They passed midfield. They got in there.
Oh, and they had the guy running wide open on the post route that they missed.
So they're going to get the ball back. That's what we're at least.
And they took the delay.
Right.
So they're going to hold on to those 3 timeouts like they're gold.
And they're counting.
I'm gonna be serious about this next statement. Augusta's had 2 returns this half, and they've been one step away from breaking both of them.
You're kicking it out of bounds, guys, okay?
Wait a minute. We're saying that because we act like they practice special teams.
I'm more worried about them snapping. We've had 2 rough snaps. He's backing up as he goes. That's awesome. Oh, my goodness. Oh.
And they hit
it
him.
off.
Yeah.
It gets a great roll.
Wow.
That'd be roughing the pack.
But still won't be a first down because
I'll be roughing. If it'd be automatic first down if it's roughing the punter.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not running into the punter at that. So, I mean, we knew the flag was going to be there after the hit.
Yeah.
We'll just see Whitecap what he has to say, but it's roughing the punter.
It's 5 yards.
5 yards. Okay, they'll punt again.
I wouldn't punt again. I'd let them keep the ball down there.
Yeah, definitely decline it.
Well, let's see what they're going to do here.
No, a couple people were saying decline it. You hope that they understand they can decline it and leave it at that.
You know, we saw some confusion in the state championship games this year.
Hey.
Wow.
That poor guy down at Northside.
Not Northside, just Warner
Warner
Robins.
Warner Robins, sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, Northside, like, what did I do in that situation? They're going to get it right there. If we had an idea to tell you about the time, it'd be hard to do. But we do appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. I'm bomcmichael with Adam and Craig. We're going to take this one all the way to the end here. We appreciate everybody tuning in here tonight.
Well, I see people backing way up for Atlanta.
Oh, I would just sit everybody, you know.
I mean, there's a guy that just took his helmet off, and the ball is sitting at the 24-yard line, 23-yard line, and I saw him running back behind the 50.
We watched that Miami-New England game. Watched all that kind of take place with the laterals back and forth. You know, nothing's impossible by no means. The moment you start thinking that, hey, we do appreciate you tuning in. We've had great numbers across the board here on Facebook and
they don't
YouTube.
have a quarterback.
Where's Larry?
Hopefully they're going to be able to figure out what they can do.
Scrambles. Goes around the right side. Still looking downfield. Throws it into the ground. Pass intended for number 13, J.D. Johnson.
Game's still afoot here. Game is still afoot.
That's the 11th pass of the game.
For those Henry County folks, Eagles Landing Christian Academy looks like they're going to advance to the state championship. Congratulations to the Lady Wildcats of Lovejoy, advancing to the state championship. Haven't looked at them on Spalding and Luella, but they were playing each other tonight to see who was going to have a chance to go to the state. Oh, goodness.
Quarterback drops. He's getting pressure out of a 3-man rush.
That tackle decided it wasn't imperative for him to block.
They're going to say he's in.
Pass called by number 9, Curtis Sapp. It's going to be a first down.
What are they calling here?
They were running somebody off late on defense when he snapped the ball, so it may be 12 people on the field on defense.
Do you have a cold there, Coach Chapman?
Unfortunately, I have.
You have that nose clogged up. You're doing your best, man. That's not
the Chapman disease of when everything changes over like this.
Oh, yeah. When the pollen hasn't even kicked in on there on Adam for his sinuses. I'll keep him indoors if I can.
Quarterback
face mask.
Yep.
They're not going to call it. They were excited. They got to get on the ball and go. I guess he got more of the shoulder, less of the face mask right there.
Well, I don't think the Ducks going to get much of a call.
No, they're not.
They didn't call that. Everybody was moving.
Oh, goodness. Just throw it. Yep. Pick it up and go.
Here we go.
And that should be it.
That's going to do it.
All right. So with these numbers on it, the Atlanta Tigers will start the season 1-0. Go the season 1-0. And the Ducks go 0-2. For those people out there, Metro Atlanta Horsemen are 2-0. The Riverdale Spartans are 0-2. These are numbers that I'm aware of. Georgia Enforcers have went to 1-0 as well with their victory today over the Guardians. We appreciate everybody joining in with us tonight. Glad we could bring this game to you. Congratulations to the Atlanta Tigers. Hopefully we'll be able to get some more schedule information out for the IAFL. Also trying to get some information to the APDFL as well. So hopefully we'll be able to get some more information out there to that group, and look forward to working with the NDFL as well as the season goes on. I'm bomcmichael with Score Sports. Glad to have everybody with us. Y'all take care of yourselves. It's going to be a rainy Sunday, so make sure you take care of yourselves and enjoy your weekend, what's left of it. Adam, Craig, last thoughts?
Fun game to start off with this year.
No doubt.
All right. Well, I'm glad. Hey, you know what? Much more nice that y'all can just go home. You don't have to pack up.
Yeah.
And I don't have to take y'all to get you steak nachos. I'm all about that.
I
I'll
do
bring
miss the
steak
steak.
nachos next time, okay?
Great.
I'll bring a platter for you.
That
We'll
would
have
be
what
a-
we call a hospitality room for you.
There we go.
And to do that, I'll take baby steps with us,
All
okay,
right.
on that part. Y'all be safe. Take care of yourselves. Good night. Thanks for joining us here at Score Sports. Be safe.